Eons ago, during the age of the Magi, the world was something other. Magic is all that there was and all that was needed. Legend states that a cataclysmic event brought a great frozen age to the world of Lacrin, and soon after, a new era dawned. The Age of Iron, a time which changed the shape of the lands and shifted civilization along a different route. Generations later, magic still lies commonplace, taught to the gifted and the rich, in some cases bestowed serendipitously upon the favored. But a sword and shield allows even the commoner to rise, though they say the ancient magics of the Magi still lie buried and lost, scattered around the world, lying in wait for those with the courage to wield it to discover. Welcome to the world of Lacrin and the continent of Thelmecia. Noble knights, roaming orcs, mischievous goblins, and idyllic wondrous lands, just waiting to be explored. The southern kingdom of Thelmecia is known as the Kingdom of the Rose, ruled over by a benevolent king and guarded by the powerful Crimson Wing. To the north is Lenadel, a peaceful kingdom of culture and equality. Off the northern coast, the remote Moonlands, an icy home to the nation's toughest outlanders. Thelmecia was recently freed of the 100-year war that ravaged the land. The continent and people of Alexandria struck out at the neighboring Thelmecia in an attempt to expand their borders across the seas. However, two huge factors led to the conflict ending in failure for Alexandria. The peaceful kingdom of Lenadel united with the Kingdom of the Rose, and together formed the ingenious creation of the Warforged army, known now as the Crimson Wing. Destroying their invaders, Thelmecia crushed the opposition, sailing out to Alexandria in retaliation, decimating much of their homelands and forcing them into a surrender. 50 years of strife followed after the economy of the two kingdoms of Thelmecia were brought almost to ruin. The Kingdom of the Rose continues to repay its debts to its neighboring ally, and reparations to society have begun, but not before hundreds of soldiers turn to crime, leading to the many brigands and bandits that scour the lands today. While the kingdom finally breathes peacefully, the repercussions of the war ripple outwards, and the echoes endure. Now, a new peril aspires to plunge Thelmecia into despair once more, but not before a few unheard-of heroes take their chance at triumph. Welcome to Tablestory, Darkfire.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Tablestory's Darkfire. Eons ago. Can we get an eons ago?
Did you just Affleck him?
What the fuck is an Affleck?
Affleck!
What the hell is that? Is that some American ad?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
An American duck.
Bloody Americans coming over here stealing my ads.
Stealing your ducks.
Stealing my ducks. Bloody Americans have stolen all my ducks again. That is the quest today. Go and find the stolen ducks.
Please don't add any more quests, Brad. Please, come on, man.
Hey, I can't help it. Okay, I just love side questing and not doing any of the main story things that I slaved over for months. I actually didn't. I actually wanted a lot of the show to be this kind of stuff, so I didn't slave over a story like normal. Thank God. Am I right? Eons ago, we started this campaign.
We did actually.
It's been a while. I think this is episode 17, maybe.
This is like halfway through the third month, isn't it?
17 weeks in a row, boys. Congrats.
Dude, let's go.
Today is also my 20 months Twitch partner anniversary.
Yay!
On this channel?
No. My one. My actual one on my secret channel that we don't discuss here, Simba.
Oh, congrats.
That dark place, Simba. You must never go there, Simba. Hello, everyone. Welcome not to my channel, but to my channel, Tablestory. Wow. It's a little bit my channel. It's a little bit Wax, a little bit Jay's, so a little bit Pumpkin Berries too. Since she's come in swinging a truncheon, beating me, Whack and Jay around the back of the head, telling us to do some work.
How much? How much do I have to give you to own part of this channel?
And nothing. Just take it, please, for the love of God. Get me out from under PB's boot, please. It's terrifying. You don't understand, man. She literally told me off last night because of my outro on Sector 49 was bad. Because she was in the chat screeching at me to do it properly because I was like, yeah, well, you could watch some other shows. What I mean, if you want, bye. She's like, come on, man. Please.
Good.
Stop being so shit.
You don't remember?
Brad's inner intense dialogue is now in my voice. So
I think it is, yeah.
the screeching that he's doing is just now my voice.
Can I say that I watched that clip, by the way, of Brad shooting a rocket launcher?
That was awesome.
Can we watch it now? That's
That
a
was
perfect
awesome.
segue.
You want to watch it right now?
Oh, I'm down to watch it right now.
Let's watch it right now. This is a
It's
clip.
great.
It gives me time to tweet.
Watching you play, I've never gotten to see you just playing, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Right? And now you want to play in a game with him, right?
He seems like an idiot like me.
I am.
The campaign's going really well. Like in general, I think it's good.
Yeah, this is a clip from last night's show. It's on Monday nights at 9 EST. 9 GMT, 4 EST, right? It's called Sector 49. It's a Judge Dredd campaign.
Sub badges.
Yeah, we got sub badges. We play perps, which are like little bad guys, and my character just got a rocket launcher. I'll play the trailer. It's like a minute long or so. Here we go.
I got the elevator to work. We can get right to Grandpa's. It won't stop on any other floor. Just let's be careful. There might be something on the other side of it. Yeah, everybody hide a little bit to the side.
No. We need to use the elevator. You can't blow it up.
I won't blow it up. I'll just blow up what's inside the elevator.
There might be something inside. So let's go to the side. So if something comes out, you can.
There's another one on the other side of the block.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come over here. Come over here. Like you can aim it from over here.
That'd be much harder to get. You think I can curve a rocket? It's the first time I've ever used one.
I'm hiding.
Diving.
If you want to get yourself killed, Irish.
I'm not going to get myself killed. Look at this thing.
The door opens and it's full of robots.
Fire. Fuck it.
Irish is gonna get a surprise round, basically.
I'm gonna be dead in one hit. You watch.
Okay.
I have changed my favorite weapon, by the way, obviously.
Irish, why don't you give me your attack, please, with your rocket launcher? Where are you aiming this thing?
Let's go, baby. Dead center.
Okay.
I now finally have 5d6 on this. Can I get some buses in the chat, please, motherfuckers? Tablestory, top of the morning to you, laddies. Bang! Are you kidding me? Oh god! He's jumping. It's fucking backward. Probably just fucking dropped the fucking rocket. Like I probably just went. Wow.
The best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That was so good. It's such a great campaign. Because we're just forced to be kind of like, we're like the bad guys. We're not like super evil. We're just like those like classic like bullshit henchmen, like dummy henchmen types going around, just kind of fucking around trying to.
Did anyone die that episode, or spoiler alert?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've been almost dead for about 3 episodes now because we're just stumbling around this block, barely avoiding death at all times. And I think that's how it's supposed to be played when you're the perps. I don't know. I can't tell. It's a lot of fun. So that's
Perps
Sector
start with,
49.
Like very little stuff. It's hard to start as the perps. You're meant to dialogue.
Well, because the other option is to start as an actual judge, like Judge Dredd, with a big fucking gun
or
and armor and
civilians. You
shit.
could do regular civilians too.
Yeah. Or mutants. I didn't start as a mutant, I promise. Anyway, that's Sector 49. You can check that out on a Monday if you want, or if you want to check out the VODs, they're all up on Tablestory, and all the podcasts are on Morris's, because it's a sponsored show from Morris, who's the creator of the system, on morris.podbean.com, I think.
It's good stuff, man.
It's really funny.
Tablestory's got some good shows on it. Like
it's unbelievably good.
It's actually really cool how many different types of shows are on this channel. It's actually amazing. And you know how many people don't follow this channel, which should. You got to click the follow button, you know?
Desperate to get some people to fucking see
I'm trying to own part of this channel, all right? Do I own part now? Can I get 5%?
You're an official investor now. Yeah, you can have 99%.
All right, sweet.
You get 99 out of 100 shares. Done.
You got to do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
That's how you do it. That's how PB did it. She came in with a truncheon and was like, "Right, I'm in charge. Make this fucking. I'm gonna edit this fucking video and put it on Twitter."
Perfect.
That's exactly how she sounds.
That's how
no one knows where she's from. She's probably from London. She's got about 6 different origin stories. Has PB, not including the one from this show, Rin. She's playing Rin today, aren't you, Rin?
Yes, I am. Pumpkinberry. Oh, I thought you were segueing into.
No, I don't
us
intro you
introducing
people. You don't get
ourselves.
intros. You just
Okay.
you can
All right,
bullshit and
sure.
fuck around, and you wasted it by promoting Sector 49. Thank you very much.
Yep. Okay then.
I'm just saying you get to play Rin today, who has not got
Yes, I
6
do.
origin stories. Rin has just one.
One.
Or does she?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out after she snaps another kobold's neck. We got we got some 5e today. So Sector 49's in the future. This is also in the future because this is set on Earth in the future. Do you know, I was going to set Fractured Worlds. I was going to have be this reveal that it was like Earth once the 2 worlds came back together. It was like Well, I couldn't be
just
fucked.
the Earth we're on.
Yeah, I was gonna have you find the fucking Statue of Liberty on a beach or whatever.
I'm gonna stop here because the last time we talked about Fractured Worlds, I got spoiled.
Right,
Yeah,
well, shut up.
right.
Like, can we? Yeah. Just
Let's
everybody
talk
shut the
about
fuck up
Darkfire.
It's so good, and I hate you.
Let me catch you all up on what happened last time, previously on 24. The gang, the crew, they split up. They split the party after being assured by their trustworthy GM that they won't be attacked in the street. They foolishly split the party and have all been attacked in the street. 19 went to the Blood Grip, lovely friendly Blood Grip dwarves, and inquired about getting some armor. Rin said, "Don't do that because we can do some work for these other people." And 19 said, "Fuck you, I want +1 AC. I don't give a shit."
Do what you tell me.
He played just fucking boomboxed some Rage Against the Machine, went in and then began a very long, lengthy surgery, basically, suffering a great deal of pain, damage, but upgraded his armor. He's now a lot larger, bulkier, but he's a little stronger. One of his legs is slightly bigger than the other at the moment, and he's just getting used to the new armor, and so he's got a sort of a temporary, potentially,
Got a wobble.
temporary wobble. But he has got some upgraded armor. He looks a little bigger and chunkier, and the armor is in dwarven style.
So cool.
Is the way he looks. Iridir and Drift wandered around the town. You went to see the Boulder Downs. Who
It ended really sad last time.
who entered
Boulder Downs was good.
entered you into the festival tournament officially, gave you your little marbles, which are the official things to get you into the tournament at the time, entered Iridir in as your official bard, and gave you a little bit of money, sent you on your way, told you the rules and stuff like that, but generally entered you into the tourney. And then you guys headed off to see if the statuette that Drift had was fixed. When you arrived at the armorers, the Goliath armorers that you saw before. The place was boarded up. You met a dwarf who was the wife of one of the dwarves inside, the one who was working on the statuette. She said that they had all been murdered in the night, and you gave her the money that you found because she was sad. And
that was sad.
That was where we ended the episode. However,
it was so depressing.
Rin went to the Kersharian kind of bar hideout. The Kersharians, this kind of mysterious, roguish group of something or others that originally wanted to enter 19 into the tournament under their name, seemed to be trying to stick it to the nobles in the city. However, because 19 is working with the Blood Grips, they can't enter him because it will start a turf war because of gangs. And Rin said,
because gangs.
Sorry, but this is just a recap. I'm not. If I go too detailed, I'll trip over my own legs and we'll never start the campaign. If you weren't here last week, you missed it. I'm just giving you the slightest little recap just to give you the benefit of the doubt and to refresh your minds. It's not really for you to actually catch up. Do you
do those like stories like where you write them down, Brad, in detail?
No. No, you kidding me?
Okay, you hated that.
I can barely spell my own name. So this group, you sort of said thanks but no thanks, maybe I'll come and work with you another time, and then you headed out, and you said that you were heading towards the center of the city where there is a library known as the Guild of Knowledge, and that's about it. I think that's where we ended the session. I don't think anything else crazy happened, right?
No.
I always get really scared with these refreshers because especially with these ones, because I'm always like, if I just said something that hasn't happened yet, you know, because if I just read something out,
it's scripted, it's all
in my
scripted.
notes, I have like stuff that I know is gonna fucking happen, and you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, did I say that person's real name instead of like, you know, like whatever, Tari or something. Let's carry on today with the session. Let's see. The session. Let's have a D3. And since Wank Steven's got such a great laugh, roll me a D3, please, Mr. Wank Steven.
You do have a great laugh, dude.
I have never heard you laugh so hard before. It was great.
1. So that is Joan Sandman. So we're going to rejoin you guys, Iridian and Drift, who are on the in the merchant district. We're going to pick up just exactly where we left off pretty much last week. And let me just silence this. So you guys are outside of this armorer's. The windows and doors are boarded. Well, there was only really one entrance to this big sort of forge that all seemed to be in the back, down an alleyway. You're like, you know, maybe only about 10 feet down an alleyway, which stretches out a decent way. You've just seen this woman head off. It seems that the people that you were working with were mysteriously murdered, and means no statuette, I'm afraid. Do you guys have anything that you wanted to do before leaving the area? I also put your characters on the map this time because you're all split up.
I was just kind of consoling Drift because he seemed pretty distraught.
Yeah, I think the last thing like I really said was just like, did 19 kill? Well, at first I thought 19 killed them, and then he told me no. He said we're good. So yeah, I just feel bad for that lady, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of consoling him a bit, and I say, Drift, it's there's nothing we can do. You did nothing to cause this.
Yeah, but what if I
Drift
didn't?
You did nothing to cause this. I promise you.
Okay. And I'm just gonna start walking kind of in the direction that we needed to go, which is maybe back towards the party.
Yeah. As you do so, a gentleman approaches you, Drift. He's a pretty big looking guy, not like unbelievably huge, but sort of naturally large in the sense that he is certainly a half orc. He's got really long, sort of ironed, straight black hair, very green eyes that peer out behind a little set of spectacles over a very large, wide nose. Relatively smooth green skin. He doesn't look like your typical kind of bandit half orc. He's wearing very plain, just kind of dark robes, and he's carrying a thick black book on under one arm and a feather in the other. And as he walks over, he says, "You did nothing to do what, little one? Is this man giving you trouble?"
No, sir. This is my friend. It's just sad to hear about these men who died here.
These men have died here, is it?
Yeah, apparently.
What happened?
I don't really know. Do you know? Do we know how they died?
They were apparently attacked. There was some sort of altercation that happened.
The half-orc sort of adjusts his spectacles, and as you're speaking, he opens a book and starts to move pages across, and you see he kind of shakes the feather a few times and then begins to write things as soon as you start speaking. And he looks up and says, yes, and your name, please?
You can call me Eero.
Eero, is it? Okay, and you, little one, what is your name?
Me? Oh, I'm Drift. Drift the Curse Breaker.
I feel as if I have heard this name somewhere.
Yes, I will be playing in the games tomorrow.
Oh, yes, of course.
Fighting.
Oh, a warrior you are.
One of the best.
Oh, really? A skilled fighter?
Yes.
A skilled killer?
Very. I wouldn't say killer, but I'm a good fighter.
You have never had to kill before.
What is this about? You seem to be asking us a lot of questions.
Yes. Excuse me for not introducing myself. He closes the book with the feather in the page like a bookmark and does a sort of short bow and says, "My name is Inquisitor Seth. I am looking into the deaths of 2 Goliaths, 3 dwarves here in this place, armorers, and you seem to be interested in what happened. You had business, no?"
We did. My friend here was getting some work done, and we returned this morning to find out that, well, unfortunately, this had happened.
He opens his robe and pulls out a kind of odd-shaped, partially smelted piece of steel or iron. The top is kind of in a strange shape. There's a very obvious kind of hat shape to the top part of it. Underneath is a little sort of depiction of a face with a set of horns, and he pulls it out and says, yes, the armorer who worked here, he was working on contracts, plate armor, shields, as well as this half-made statuette of a small tiefling in a very large mage hat, perhaps?
That's me. That's mine. I mean, it's not mine, but that's what he was working on for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting, indeed. The armorer had many valuable contracts, many with the military, but he was on good terms with the locals. Do you live in town?
No, we've just recently come here. We've stopped here for a bit of a rest and to learn a little bit more about some things that have been going on. Frankly, we're quite impressed with the city in general. It's
really beautiful.
It's a very lively place, albeit a bit dramatic, it appears.
He replaces the statuette into his inner pocket and then opens his book again and begins to write things down. A few seconds later, he looks up and says, you are here by yourselves, yes? Just you two? Or you have more in your party?
Again, I'm sorry. You have to excuse me. This isn't something that we're used to dealing with. You said your name was Inquisitor Seth?
Sath. S-A-T-H.
Seth.
So what is it exactly that you do as an Inquisitor?
I am employed by the city to look into matters that might have negative impact on the realm. You understand? Things such as armorers who work for the military being murdered in the night while working on strange statues for strangers, yes? Now, if you do not mind, it is my duty to ask you questions, and as temporary residents, it is your duty to answer them, yes? You do not mind,
I can assure you, sir, that we had nothing to do with this.
Oh, nothing. And he again taps his pocket where the statuette is and says, yes.
He was merely having some work done.
It is
as
strange.
Armorer and as a metalsmith. Isn't that what the business is for? To have people come by and have work done?
And I don't see you talking to every single person who had some work done here, sir.
He snaps his book closed and turns around and kind of sort of the day has only just begun, so there's only a few people around, and he waves an arm across and says, I have spoken to some people, and it seems that the armorer was last seen talking with a half-elf, a tiefling boy, and a warforged. And it was quite a heated conversation, so I have indeed spoken to some people. And this statuette is yours, so I assume that the heated conversation was something that you have information about. You must understand. I must simply follow the threads that I pull.
Of course.
Tell me, what was the heated conversation about, and where might I find this warforged?
Well, we had some other members of our party. They are with us, but they are exploring the city as well. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure where. We were about to head off and meet them. If you'd like, we can introduce you to them.
No, I can find them when I need to find them. The warforged. He was with you last night?
Well, yes.
And
see, I had a performance last night.
A really good performance.
I had a performance last night over in the Ironwell Inn. Everyone else was there as well.
And you have other people that can corroborate with this story?
I was on stage, so I would assume so, yes.
And you were there all night? Into the deep hours?
Yes.
Right.
I'm sure people saw us go back to our room, too.
And you are staying at the Ironwell Inn, yes? At least for 2 more days, till the tournament is finished?
Yes.
Correct.
Very good. If I call for you, you will come to the Inquisition building. It is... And he points towards where the monument is, that big kind of huge monument that you can kind of see from anywhere within the town. He says, it is located just south of this monument. You will see an individual building, squat, but tall, thin, sandstone, odd, ugly. There is a large eye window at the top, always watching, you understand, the Inquisition.
Yes, but I can assure you we had nothing to do with this at all.
Yes. Well, that will be for the Inquisition to decide.
Very well. It seems a bit... Well, it seems a bit invasive, but I understand.
Sometimes we have to get a little invasive to find the truth, yes? Do not worry. I will not be pulling teeth today. And he kind of gives you another short, curt bow and says, good day to you, Irodir.
What about... me?
He fixes his stare on Irodir for a moment and then says, and good day to you, Drift.
You have a great day, sir.
And he fixes you both with a stare again before kind of heading off into the crowd. You see him open his book again and continue to write as he walks south from where you guys are. Seems to be relatively buried into his book. and unless you're following him, he disappears into
No
many
way.
people. What do you guys want to do now?
That was a bit peculiar. I didn't give him my full name.
I did.
Hmm.
You didn't tell me I wasn't supposed to give my full name.
Well, it's been
Is
my...
that a thing? Is that a thing I should know about?
It's a thing that you might consider doing in the future, is protecting your name. You see, there are certain beings and creatures out there that can take advantage of your full name. It can give them power and control over you. I have encountered some of these beings before, and I can tell you from experience that it is often a good idea not to give out your full name.
Okay, so call me Dree.
All right. Why don't we continue to meet up with the rest of our friends? We can tell them what happened.
Okay.
Where are you guys headed towards?
Towards probably back towards the inn that way to sort of fill them in because that's where we last saw them.
All right then, John, roll me a d2.
All right.
Dr. Dre.
Dude,
One.
the ones.
PB,
Yes.
aka Rin.
Yes.
So you headed out from this little sort of rundown, kind of out of the way bar with a handful of roguish types inside and a little gnome sitting at the bar called the Blue Gnome, and you started to move along the canals and head towards the Guild of Knowledge. I don't know if you really know where it is, so do you want to give me an investigation check just as an intellectual based roll? Does that have nothing on it, or is that my imagination? A 7. Yeah, I don't think you know exactly like where you're going, and you kind of just wander in a direction that you feel like is the correct way. The palace and the monument serve as really good kind of waystones and to maneuver around the city. So you know in general that this huge library, I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt that you saw it as well when you passed by the Lathander Temple. The Guild of Knowledge is very large. It looks like a university campus kind of thing, and it's very set apart, so you probably would have seen it or glanced at it and guessed pretty easily that it was a library. So you know that it's that side of the city, but you don't make your like best way there. Like there's a few areas where the canal comes up to the edge of houses, and you have to dip down a couple of side roads, and then you kind of maneuver along a larger road, and then you get caught up in the crowd for a moment, and then you move down to another area. Can you please roll me initiative?
Oh no.
Do I have a token that I need to click on? Or would you just like me to roll the initiative?
Let me I'll give you a battle map.
Is she getting jumped?
Yes, I am, apparently.
Bam, bam, bam.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go. Give me an initiative roll.
Hold on, I gotta find my little Oh, there I am.
It's been so long. Nice.
Brother, it's been too long.
Oh,
you
God.
head down a road, and you get caught up in the crowd for a moment, and then you take a strange kind of turn, and you're in an area where there's some built-up kind of houses, but it takes you a few moments too long to notice that there's not too many people around. And as you walk down the street, a gentleman steps out of an alleyway in front of you and says, "Right then, on guard." And he pulls out a rapier. He doesn't look like a bandit. This guy looks kind of rich. He looks like almost like a sort of a noble almost, but he's wearing really weird clothes. He has entirely red garb, and not like dark red, like kind of garish, relatively bright, colorful red clothing. Nicely, finely made with little frills that come out at the ends. Boots that kind of look similar to our kind of modern day cowboy boots that come up pretty high. And he's got this very wide brimmed, like a large Stetson almost, with a huge feather on the side. But he pulls out a rapier, turns around, and then immediately begins to come at you. Let me see here. Let me just drag this man. Bam. 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 And
does
bam.
he look like? Does he look similar to the Kasharian, or does he look similar to like the Lieutenant William, like that group? Like, is he wearing colors I recognize?
Give me just. I'll give you an insight check, just a free insight check.
Sure.
Right at the beginning.
Oh Jesus.
A 12. Let's see here. Versus. It's kind of hard to tell. He most certainly doesn't look like the Kersharians. They were all kind of roguish type. They look like Assassin's Creed, like all of them.
Okay.
Tari looked a little crazy in her long trench coat. This guy looks... He doesn't look like he's from around here. He's probably a half-elf underneath the hat, but it's relatively difficult to tell at first glance, and he's kind of rushing at you as well. He's for sure coming at you to stab you. But he sounds relatively posh. His clothing looks relatively rich looking, and at this moment in this scenario, it's kind of hard to tell what the hell's going on. I feel that you probably can't read him. This seems really random, so I don't think on a 12 versus his roll you're able to work it out. Let's see here. So you actually get to go first. He's running at you. He shouts on guard, and almost gives you a moment to react before running at you, clearly drawing a sword, preparing to attack.
Okay, I would like to ready my whip, I guess.
Yeah? I mean, it's your actual turn. You can do anything on your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull my whip out, and can I try to... Oh, man. I guess I want to dodge this oncoming attack first. And then I would like to try to subdue this man.
Okay. So you're just going to accept the attack that's coming in?
Well, I'm going to dodge it, but yes.
Okay, so you're taking a dodge action?
Yep.
All right, then. So he is going to...
Who is this punk, dude? What is he doing?
He has disadvantage on his attack rolls, so I'll roll 2 dice here. Bam. I've lost him. Where is he? What is your AC?
15.
So he comes in and swings the rapier at you. You kind of like dodge out of the way, and you see a big wide smile fall across his face. He has kind of like strangely sharpened canines. They look a little long. Not quite, we're not talking like obvious vampire here, but he has a look to him that seems a little odd, and his eyes widen and he kind of gets a little excited and brings the rapier across your front. He doesn't look like he's trying too hard at this point, but also he's kind of excited that you've missed it, and he steps back again, brings his rapier up and says, "Oh, come on, you must have more in you than that." He would also be right here now.
Okay, so I would like to use my bonus action to punch him.
Okay.
I'll spend a key point to punch him twice.
I don't know if you need to attack to be able to do your bonus attacks or not, do you? I can never remember monk rules.
I don't actually know.
Why would you not use your regular attack?
Can I do that after I used a dodge action?
This is
it's back to your turn.
Oh.
This is the first turn.
It's gone to your turn again.
Your action last turn
Perfect.
was to dodge.
Then yes,
which gave him disadvantage to hit
him.
you, and you were easily avoiding.
Yep. Then I will attack.
All right.
Yeah.
You attack him with You have so many
my
weapons
whip.
now. Okay.
Yep, sorry, I know I do.
Whip him good.
Whip him.
Oh yeah.
A 14 is a miss.
What?
I feel like you whip him and he brings up a hand and like you hear the like crack of a whip and he bats it away.
Great. Now I want to punch him.
Yeah, and
the face.
he's off guard a little. Give me the attack roll. And you're doing it twice, did you say?
Yes, I am.
Oh yeah.
That's
All right.
fucking right.
A 19. 19's in the chat. 1 punch for 4 damage. You want to do another one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
16.
16 is a hit too.
Yay!
For another 4. All right, make sure you mark off whatever key points you're using. And yeah, you just punch him twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
a bang
it's
bang.
like arm is up, from the whip, and then I just like punch him twice in the face.
Same hand.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you just like brat, brat.
Absolutely, because my other hand's got the whip.
Yeah,
So for sure.
hell yeah.
I have a long nose.
Well, it's bloody now and broken, I imagine.
I'm not sure if he's expecting it. I think you probably catch him at kind of like, just like once across the jaw and then another one.
Is he still smiling?
He like stands back and he stumbles a moment and he looks up and he is for sure still smiling. He brings the
So am
rapier
I.
again. He's like, and now he kind of like steals himself and brings the rapier in, and runs towards you. But he says, "Oh, brawler! I wasn't expecting that." And he brings the rapier up and spins it kind of in a strange flourish towards you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Will I be able to use agile parry now?
What is it?
Like in the next turn? Can I just drop this in here?
You should be able to, Agile parry. If you make an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn and are holding a kensei weapon, which is your whip,
Which I am.
you can use it to defend yourself if it is a melee weapon, and you gain a +2 bonus to AC until the start of your next turn while the weapon is in your hand and you aren't incapacitated. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
This is insane, by the way, just to have an extra +2. All right, so he.
Wow. What? When did you get that? Level 3?
Level 3. Yeah.
Sick.
So what is your AC now?
So now it would be 17.
What?
17. All right, so he brings the rapier up in a flourish and like brings it down, and I think probably you bring the whip up kind of to match his hand, and it catches his hand as he's in like midair, and he just he pulls it forward like out, and then jabs you with the rapier on his, because he has multi-attack, so he hits you for.
He hit her?
He's got multi-attack. He missed one and hit the next. I'm gonna roll the damage in here because I don't have any other dice. 7. He brings the rapier like out, and then just it's very thin blade pierces straight through like the shoulder, comes out the other side. He pulls it out, and the blood kind of like runs up his clothes and up his hat, and he says, "And that's why I wear red. Come, brawler. What's this? You can do better than that, surely."
Okay, I will attack him again.
Okay.
And I am going to use my whip again.
Strangle this dude. Come on!
An 8 is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. I would like to use my. Now, how do I do this? Like, if I want to use my movement, do I have to? Like, if I want to jump back so that he then has to come into range to get. It's an attack of opportunity for him, right?
He'll be able to get one free
Unless I
attack
use a
off
key
on you,
point?
yeah. Unless you use you have a thing, where you can escape.
Yeah, I do. Okay, that's what I want to use then.
Okay.
I would like to step out of the way or get back so that I want an attack of opportunity when he wants to come back and attack me again.
Step of the wind? Is that what it's called?
Is it called
Yeah,
Step of
I
the Wind?
think so,
Yeah.
yep.
Step of the Wind, so use another key point, blow another key point, and use Step of the
Done.
Wind, and then you can move. What does it give you? Dash action, or just allows you to move out of the way?
Disengage or dash.
Yeah.
As a bonus action.
Okay, so you
have
can
to spend your
disengage.
bonus action, just an FYI.
Yep.
Bonus action, basically disengage, and you can use your movement to move wherever you still have your movement.
Okay.
Go wherever you
so,
want to go.
can I come down this alley here? Can I just like spin around him and move this way?
Yeah, you kind of like disengage and like you probably move a little quicker than he's expecting. You do like a small kind of spin and it's an expert move and you're kind of gone. And you see his eyes like barely track you as you run past, and he's bringing the rapier back around. You're kind of gone, and he does that kind of like fencer's stance as you run down the alleyway, and he says, "Oh, come on, you're not running away, brawler." Are you running away? Do you look like you're running?
No. Okay. I just want him to. I want to get an attack of opportunity when he comes into range.
No, it's only when you leave you get the attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm sorry, I just realized what you're doing.
it's all right.
You need this sentinel feat.
There is a feat that you can take that does that.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
You take another little stance and
yep. I'll wait.
Yeah, I think he chases you down the alleyway. He says, "Don't worry, I'm quite the expert at close quarters as well." He's spinning the rapier about and kind of like dancing around. His feet are kind of doing some like strange things as he's moving in. The boots are making some strange noises too, like a chink diddy chink. And he is going to attempt to strike at you twice again. One is a 21, but the other one is a epic fail.
Yes.
So I have some stuff here that I'm going to open up for his fail. In fact, I'll roll the damage for the first one just to see where we're at. So he comes in and just it's a quick spin, and then he runs the blade across your chest. How much until you're knocked out?
11.
All right.
Oh my gosh!
He runs the blade down, probably down like your arm. It runs all the way down your arm, and then maybe across the center of your stomach, cutting these new clothes in two, and then like a rivulet of blood suddenly appears in your brand new threads. But then, then something else is going to happen. Roll me a d20, please, Rin. I'll let you just roll for him.
Sure.
Mess him up with this one.
Give me a bad roll, please. Like, please. Thank you.
A 7. Your opponent gets a free grapple check on you. If you want to grab him and grapple him, you can have that opportunity. He puts himself in such a position that you can basically UFC grab hold him.
Yeah. Yes, I want to do that. Yeah, I jump on his back and I fucking grapple him like a weird monk. That's right.
He's not expecting you to move in such a way. As he slices down the front of you, he thinks he's got it, and he kind of just like postures up, and then again you kind of spin to one side. He doesn't realize his arm is out like this, and you get an arm in, and then you're suddenly on him. You see his smile drop for the first time, and you grab him from behind, and then you have him grappled now. As far as the
put him to sleep.
The condition.
Can I
grappled creature is that his speed becomes 0.
Can I choke him out? Can I choke him into unconsciousness? Is that a thing I can do?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I want to let you. You can.
Can I roll
me,
for that?
Yeah, I think we'll probably do contested checks. Give me an athletics check, and he'll give you.
Almost water.
Yeah, you put him in a known part.
I've literally never asked for this in the entirety of my time at Tablestory. Can I get some buses in the chat, please?
Let's go!
Please. Oh my god!
Let's go!
Yes! 21.
Yes!
That's 21.
That.
All right.
What did you get?
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
You do it on screen?
I'll roll his in here. Yeah. So he gets.
Oh god!
Interesting if he gets any bullshit for. No, he doesn't.
Oh god.
Okay, so this is his acrobatics check. He's trying to escape from this grapple as you get him in like a perfect like neck choke.
Don't do it.
22.
No way! No way! You are kidding!
He so you spin around him. You grab him. You get him under the arm. You put him in an almost perfect chokehold.
Yeah.
And
got it.
And
then he just
lock
my
him.
arms to start strung up.
You lock him down, and you see him kind of like just get his chin down in time, and then kind of breaks free. It's just like a panic. Break. It's not suave. All of his movements have been like a dancer so far, but this time he like barely breaks free, and he stumbles forward a little bit.
I want a bonus action. Can I punch him in the face?
You still have an action, right?
Yeah. No. You,
No, because that was the grapple.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I guess that was an attack. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. So I will spend a key point and I will punch him twice in the face.
Just on his back.
Actually, I won't. Oh, I have to. It has to be unarmed. Okay. Yes. Let's do it. Please. Now I get the 22.
22 is a hit. Yeah. Do you want to give me both of them?
Oh yeah. Sure. Sorry.
Ooh, max damage.
Max damage on one.
Oh, damage!
And a
You
crit.
knocked this motherfucker out.
Give me the damage.
Let's go. 20 damage.
So
Please tell me this
20
prissy fuck gets taken down by a punch in the face.
20 damage
Sorry.
in total. You like see him like kind of barely break free, and he stumbles forward, his arms kind of out. He brings the like rapier around, but like not before you cold clock him in the face, and then you bring like a haymaker in, like bang across his chin. You see him kind of like stumble left and smack into the wall at the other side of the alleyway. His nose is running with blood, and he's got like blood coming out from his split lips. His smile is gone, and he's kind of heavy breathing, and but he's still up. He turns and says, "Well, that was unexpected. That'll be the end of it for you." And comes running in.
No! Miss.
2 final attacks. What is your AC? You have your bullshit, do you?
17.
Yeah, I do.
So
17.
17. 1 hit.
Shoot.
13 plus 3 is 13 plus 5 is 18. I'm really bad at maths today. And 1 hit. So
Oh god.
you see him
I'm
kind of
gonna
like,
die
and
in an alley.
he's angry now. He doesn't do like a little dancer's flourish. He just brings the rapier across like in like a fury, and he deals 6 damage.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I'm way down.
He brings the rapier across the front of your already ripped kind of tunic, and he stands there for a second, just the blood flicks across the wall behind you, and I feel like you kind of lose consciousness. For the record, he was trying to do non-lethal damage, so you'll be pleased to know that you're not on death saves, but you are slowly falling unconscious. As you maybe stumble back against the wall, you hear a voice from above say, "Oh, come on, Walter. What the hell?"
Walter?
And he says, "I wasn't expecting her to be able to actually deal any damage to me, let alone split my lips. Can you come down and heal me and hurry up about it?" You're like falling unconscious and grasping to
I
your
just want it
consciousness as you
the
look
record
up.
to be known. I am smiling, and if I can, I am totally licking his blood off of my hand. If he's looking at me, that's what I'm fucking doing, even though I'm falling unconscious. I just want everyone to know.
You see the half-drow hop down from the roof above you into the alleyway and stand next to you, and she doesn't. You see her hands begin to glow with like a healing energy, similar to what you might have seen from other clerics, and she brings them down towards you as she does so. You lose consciousness, but you hear the fighter say, "Well, I can tell you one thing. She's definitely one of us, but I'm not sure exactly who she is. Let's find out." And he like peers down at you as you begin to feel some healing energy pass over you. You are still very much unconscious, and we're going to sideswipe to Mr. 19
Jesus.
on the other side of town.
This is crazy.
Let me clear the turn order off the screen. And 19.
Hello.
You I can't remember where you said you were going actually, but you just left the armorer.
I was heading back to the inn as well.
Okay, yeah, you're trying somewhat to get used to this new armor. It's very heavy and very clunky and strange to walk around in. and you've got like a little bit of a kind of like a limp as you lift one leg that's heavier than the other. You're struggling to walk, but it's not so bad. You just kind of feel it as you walk a little slower and begin to leave this dwarven armory. Again, you probably feel like shit too, for the record, because you just got up from this almost torture level upgrade. And yeah, so you were heading back towards the Iron Well. You still want to head that way? Is there anything in particular you want to do?
I do. I want to cast Cure Wounds on myself before I go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, just you can do that as you're heading down the street. 4 healing from your healing. Your cure wounds. You probably see a couple of kids kind of like, whoa, as you do it as well. What does it look like?
So he does. He kind of like starts walking, and you kind of see him kind of stumble a minute, and he's like, and then he just kind of starts doing like he puts his hand on his gem on his side, and like he just kind of pulls energy out of the gem, and it's really bright. And when he sees the kids, he just kind of goes, gets really kind of like brings his hand that's glowing kind of close to him, kind of like to make him laugh. And then, and when he does it, just and it just goes all over top of him.
Yeah, and they're like, whoa, whoa. The kids kind of like watch for a moment and, hey, mister, can you do that again?
Brad, can I not cast anything but take energy out of my gem and just make it look like I'm doing something for these kids?
Do you have the spell appropriate? Do you have any cantrips?
Well, actually, you know what I can do? I can just cast. I can cast a cantrip. I'm gonna cast guidance on one of the kids.
Okay.
I take and I'm like, come a little closer.
They look a little scared.
You.
What? What are you gonna do to me?
I'm doing it. My hand's going again from the gem, and I kind of just slowly take my hand and like I look at the other kid that's his friend, and I'm just like, you want to see a trick on your friend?
The other one is like terrified, just like the one that's like watching this giant glowing hand reach down towards him. And you cast guidance on him.
I put my hand over the older one that looks a little older, and I just go. And as I do it, like kind of like stars, something a little more kiddish, kind of comes down over top of him. You now can be guided. I'll give you guidance, you little one.
What?
You feel it?
What does it mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean? It means I can touch one willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number to the roll ability check of its choice. If you can roll the die before and after making the ability check, the spell then ends, little one.
All right, he's gonna try and steal your money. Let's see. Give me a dexterity saving throw. I'm gonna add a d4.
These episodes are so good.
That was his guidance. Thanks for the extra 3.
One less dexterity right now too, so this is 14.
He rolled a 15 plus the 3 makes that an 18. He like as soon as you do it, he just swipes something. Let me see what you got.
I got. Actually,
do you even have any cash?
I have. Let's see. How much did it cost? We did 200. I haven't got rid of my cash from the thing yet. We did 200 for the thing, so I have 72 gold, 5 silver, and 10 copper.
All right, roll me a d10.
Oh shit. Low.
7.
He swipes 7 gold from you, and then just looks at his feet like, book it!
As he runs away, I just turn and I go. I pull out my thing and I notice he took 7, and I go, good luck with it. Spend it on food or something to annoy your parents. And I kind of take my small leg and I kind of throw it in front of the big leg, and I start walking back towards the inn again. Going to have to get this fixed in the morning.
Yeah, I think we can probably fast forward a little ways. Iridir Drift, you were heading towards the inn as well?
You said he took 7, by the way, right? He took 7 gold?
7 gold, yeah. Plus you should mark off whatever it was last week. I think we can probably fast forward to like the somewhere around the time when all of you head back towards the Ironwell Inn. We'll just say that you guys are all there.
PB included?
No.
Rin included? Okay.
She is mystery location. Last seen on the map
At the end.
in the area.
Kidnapped.
Oh God.
Elf-napped.
Elf-napped.
F-napped? No, I'm stopping. I'm stopping there.
I think probably, almost definitely, Iridir and Drift would have gotten back a little faster than you. So we can imagine that Iridir, Drift, you're maybe at a table. Yeah, we'll say I'll just give you a table. It was supposed to be unbelievably impossible to get a table, but I don't care. You, lucky enough, managed to get your little table in the corner by the entranceway to where the stairs go up to the rooms that you're in.
What time of day is it, real quick, Brad?
It's still pretty early. I think it's probably
yeah.
it's probably not even midday yet. It's probably like 10, 11 in the afternoon, something like in the morning, something like that. And this place is starting to fill up. A lot of people have just finished having late breakfast and stuff like that. Maybe you guys are sitting nursing a drink of some sort of really weak mead. When 19 kind of lumbers in, and I think at first you probably wouldn't even recognize that it's him, since he's got a little bit of a slightly heavier armored look to him, and he's also got a somewhat blue wash with some gold trim, which was different to his steadfast black paint job. But he's also kind of the only warforged around that kind of looks the way he does. He has these amber eyes and he lumbers in. You probably recognize his weapon as well. He's got that big great sword on his back. So as a moment where probably 19 enters Iridir and Drift, you do like a double take as he kind of lumbers over, just a dong ding dong ding dong ding, because one
What
foot.
is he wearing?
What do you mean? Hello, the two of you. How's your day so far?
You look
all right?
You look good. You're great.
He tings his leg. Other than this smaller leg for now, which I'll be getting fixed in the morning, I'm feeling much better. I'm not as sore as I was about 30 minutes ago. Having a walk has helped a lot. Yes, you can touch it. Just
No, I don't want to. Okay. Can I ask? Wow.
it shocks him, like electricity.
Whoa. Did it hurt? How did they do this?
It did hurt. They welded it onto me. Onto what do it? I want you to imagine that, as your skin being a little weaker than mine, imagine that somebody wanted to weld something directly to your skin, and imagine what the pain would be.
Do you feel that?
I do now, sadly.
Oy.
I used to not feel it.
19.
Hello, Eros. It's good to see you, by the way.
Yes, we have some troubling news.
What is that?
Oh yeah.
Well, we went to check on Fort Smasher and see if he was still willing to part with the statue that he was making for Drift.
Where?
Unfortunately, when we arrived, we had learned that Fort Smasher and the rest of his employees were killed last night.
Huh. Well, that's too bad. Did you get your statue? I assume not.
No, there's some inspector guy. What was his name?
What?
You're
Nero?
not troubled by this event?
Troubled by what? Them dying?
The
Death is death. It had nothing to do with me or you, did it? And he looks at Eero with kind of like a eyes shrink a little bit. We were all here last night. It was none of us.
19.
It has nothing to do with us.
19. There was a lady and a wife who was outside the doors crying because she just lost her husband.
That's terrible. And too bad.
19. I believe this was in part due to the decision that was made by you to speak with the blood grips directly. The way
You
that
think it was the blood grips, is that what you're saying?
I think so. They
Makes the most
implied it,
sense.
and it makes the most sense.
There are vile grunts to a certain degree, but they're also not so bad.
They murdered this fellow because he had an interest in a woman.
Well, I hate to say this once again. That is their business, not mine, not yours. We must move on. We have our duties and what we are here for. I'll be going back to see them tomorrow if you'd like to join me and talk to them about it.
19, a woman lost her husband. And I noticed I stood up and causing a bit of a scene, so Do you not get it?
I understand. Death is death.
From your decision.
I take no responsibility for this factor,
But you need to.
but I will not. I did no killing. Blankly looks at both of them. Where is Rin, by the way? If I may.
I'm not sure. I thought that she might have met up with you afterwards.
I have not seen her. She came with me. I went outside. I went to look for beer for them. Came back, and she was gone. Once I went outside. I have not seen her since.
Well, she's a grown woman. I assume that she can find her way.
I'm sorry. Are you not? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But are you not understanding?
I have nothing to be sorry for.
19. I need you to process, however you process it, whatever kind of way. You have to have some sort of remorse or something, right? In that shell of a metallic body of your. Do you have anything? Is there anything?
What does this word mean?
Remorse. Do you feel any sort of way about the situation that happened?
I do not.
About why? Why?
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know why. Why?
You need to.
But I don't. That's not changed.
19. We do.
And we're your friends.
Yes, you are, both of you. Proud of it as well.
I'm not proud to be your friend right now, 19.
That is your choice. I'm sorry you feel that way.
I tried to support you in your decisions, but I can't agree with the lack of empathy right now.
Empathy? What is empathy?
That is part of the problem.
Well, maybe you can slowly but surely teach me what this empathy is. And I look over at both of them. I'm going to tell you right now that I have no feelings about this situation. So if we must continue to discuss it, you're going to have to understand it's going to be a process for me to understand what it is you're trying to get across to me.
If I died right now,
I would
stabbed
slay
in the
whoever
back,
killed you.
would you feel anything?
The feeling I would have would be, you kind of see, he kind of like goes into his own mind for a second. He gets kind of like an almost not overwhelming, but like a quick feeling of not really sadness, not really happiness, kind of like nothing for a second. Looks back at Drift. I would kill whoever touched you and whoever hurt you. And
What would you feel? What would you feel? What would you feel?
I do not know what I would feel.
Can you even try and begin to imagine what you would feel? Is it indescribable, the feeling?
I would kill whoever hurt you. That would be about it. That's the feeling I have.
You wouldn't feel sad? You wouldn't feel like you could never talk to me again? We can never get into fights again and have our moments?
Moments? I don't know this feeling you're speaking of. I have never felt this feeling you speak of at this moment in my... He kind of looks over himself. And how long I have been. I don't.
19. When we were in the cave, when we were in the temple with Hasmol, do you remember the fear that you felt when you were hurt?
Of the fire?
Of the fire? You were afraid that you were about to die.
I don't think I was afraid to die. I was afraid to get burned, however, because I'd never felt that kind of pain before. That was the first time I'd ever felt something of that degree.
Fair enough. Pain or death, you were afraid. It was an intense emotion, and you reacted to it. In this case, your connection to other living creatures is being tested, or at least should be. I never look forward to having to kill anything. Will, if I need to defend myself or my friends, or the people or property that I care about, which isn't much, but I will do so if I have to. The distinction there is having empathy for the pain or the fear of death.
Hold on. You've spoken this word empathy multiple times now. I'm unsure what empathy is. Can you give me however you could describe this to me so I can understand it?
It's your understanding and relation to the feelings that someone else is having, because you yourself have had them before. You've had a fear of pain, possibly death. And if someone else is going through those things, then you had similar occurrences happen to you. So you think on them. They are part of your memory. And when you access those feelings, you remember the pain, and you imagine yourself going through the pain that someone else is going through. That is empathy.
I understand what you're saying now. Yes? Please continue. He's like 19's very zoned in on Eero right now.
Now, imagine the pain that this person went through before they died. Similar to the pain that you felt with the fire and with the attacks and things that we've been through in the past here. It was agony for you, yes? It was intense and burning pain.
You kind of see 19 kind of like really trying to figure it out. You see, like, you can, especially Eero can see it, like, you can really see that he's trying to understand completely. I think this is something that will take me time. I understand what you're saying, but I still don't have these feelings you speak of at this moment. But I want you to know, and he looks over both of them, especially Drift, it does not mean I'm not willing to try and to figure it out and to understand. I am, as they would say it, 19 years old, technically considered young, correct, Drift?
I'm 19.
Yes, as am I, but the name. And from what I understand, 19 is considered a young age. I am technically... And he kind of like looks really like... Something hits him. He's like, I am technically younger than you, Drift. And with that, I still have much learning to do. And I hope to be able to rely on, well, both of you to continue to teach me and help me understand these things such as empathy. Because I think from what it sounds like, and he kind of looks over both their faces, the way that you both look, it's something that's very dear and important to you. And if it is, well, then it's something I'd like to make dear to me eventually. But I need help understanding and learning and catching through and just overall wrapping my whatever it is that makes me work around it.
It's a difficult thing to understand, for sure. There is a process of growth that happens with most people. This, of course, happens to you in a different way. We should be understanding of that fact, Drift, but this is one of those moments that will probably haunt you later, 19. Because not only is this important to us, but it very well may be important to you. We ran into a certain individual when we were returning from the armorer, an Inquisitor Seth.
Inquisitor, okay.
Yes, he's investigating the incident. Now, I'm not exactly sure of the laws and such around this place, but they may seek you out. And if they do, I think it's in your best interest to know the law beforehand and be wary of your rights and such. There is a possibility they might include you in some sort of charge.
Well, we were all here last night. We have plenty of people here to prove that all of us were here.
Very true, very true. Not directly. Again, I'm not sure of the laws of this place.
I know some, but not all.
The laws where I'm from were a bit lax, I guess you should say. The laws here may be different. Your involvement and the information that you provided may possibly be used against you. I'm not sure.
So be it. If it comes, it comes. If it does not, it does not.
All right. Well, disturbing as that conversation was.
What day is it? What time? When I came in, I would assume it would have been sometime in the early afternoon. Am I correct? Sometime between...
It's probably about 11. It's probably about 11 in the morning. And it is as close... It's like a Friday. We're just going to use our calendars just so that it's not confusing. But yeah, it's a Friday.
Well, if that is the case, it's early enough still that maybe Rin is out getting some food. Maybe that would be best for all of us. Maybe the three of us can find some food and maybe we'll find Rin. Have you ate yet? Either of you? I know that's important for your types.
Yes, normally it is. I think I'll skip lunch.
I'm not. I'm gonna go get a drink, and I get up from the table and I go to the bar.
Cool. And on that dour note, I think we'll go to our break here.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh
man! Sat around a table, chilling in the inn. Rin is a big old question mark, and yeah, well, lots of questions, many answers will come to you. Maybe after the break. There will be at least some answers after the break. I can't promise all the questions will be answered after the break.
Every question answered by Brett. Start asking them now, chat.
Start asking me questions and I'll sit and answer all your questions on the break.
Send it to his personal email.
Send it to my personal email address, which is johnsandman@gmail.com.
Shit.
Don't forget to send as many freaky, weird pictures as you can. I'll put it that way. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in a few minutes after the break, and we'll continue with the second half of the show. If you want to check out our Patreon, there's a bunch of stuff on there. For November, there's only a few days left of November, so you can get the special November stuff, including a bunch of backgrounds that we made on the channel together, me and you, chat. We made a lot of backgrounds, and I put together a PDF and threw that up on the Patreon just purely for November kids. And I think if you sign up now on the last day of November, I can't remember what it is, you'll get that sent to you if you haven't already. And that's it. It's the only chance you'll get it. Maybe. We'll see. Some other way will maybe appear in the future. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to shout out apart from
Sweet.
Don't forget to watch Sector 49.
We'll be right back.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes. See you then. Peace.
I'm gonna eat two.
work. We can get right to Grandpa's. It won't stop on any other floor. Just let's be careful. There might be something on the other side of it. Yeah, everybody like hide a little bit to the sides.
No. We need to use the elevator. You can't blow it up.
I won't blow it up. I'll just blow up what's inside the elevator.
There might be something inside, so like let's go to the side. So if something comes out, we can.
There's another one on the other side of the block.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come over here. Come over here. Like you can aim it from over here.
That'd be much harder to get. You think I can curve a rocket? It's the first time I've ever used one.
I'm hiding.
Diving.
If you want to get yourself killed, Irish.
I'm not going to get myself killed. Look at this thing.
The door opens and it's full of robots.
Fire. Fuck it.
Irish is gonna get a surprise round, basically.
I'm gonna be dead in one hit. You watch.
Okay.
I have changed my favorite weapon, by the way, obviously.
Irish, why don't you give me your attack, please, with your rocket launcher? Where are you aiming this thing?
Let's go, baby. Dead center.
Okay.
I now finally have 5d6 on this. Can I get some buses in the chat, please, motherfuckers? Tablestory, top of the morning to you, laddies. Bang! Are you kidding me? Oh god! Sorry. It's jumping. It's fucking backward. Probably just fucking dropped the fucking rocket. Like I probably just went. Welcome back, one and all, to Tablestory's Darkfire. That sounds like some nice, happy in music, and that's not where we are right now.
Oh no!
Many hours have passed, I would like to state for the record.
Oh my. How many hours?
I don't
Would you
think
say?
you have any
Roll a
fucking...
1d4.
I don't think you have any fucking idea in your cold, dripping jailer's cell. Rin.
Yeah.
You come to. You would most certainly expect to feel worse than you do, but you do not. You just feel like you're waking up from a very deep sleep. Your clothing is gone. But you are not naked. You are wearing a robe. But that's it. And it's a very fucking basic, thin, raggedy.
I thought you were to say basic bitch.
It is very basic, bitch. Thin, raggedy thing that has just been sort of draped around you and tied with a little kind of weak piece of string at the center. There is nothing else on you. All of your equipment. All of your stuff is gone, apart from the bracer, which remains on your arm. You have nothing else, unless you tell me now that you have some sort of thing that you've secreted away somehow. All right.
I don't hide anything in my nature's pocket, if that's what you're asking.
Prison wallet.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you can fit a crossbow.
Except for maybe some tea. Maybe some tea.
Be.
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
So, you come to on a very cold bed. I don't even know if it really should be called a bed. It's one of those wooden kind of platforms that is just hanging down from two chains drilled into the wall, and you are about a foot off of the ground, which looks like it's not it's natural looking kind of stone. It looks like a cave almost. The walls are built. They look like they're made out of very old looking stones and cobbled together. The ceiling is dripping with foul smelling water. I would say it's pretty easy to work out that this smells a lot like urine. It's like it's pissy water that's dripping down and pooling in various sort of natural holes on the ground. There is a very old-looking bucket on one side of this bed that's hanging down, and it's about a 10-foot squared room. In front of you is iron bars, typical-looking jail cell, big chunky-looking lock. In front of that, there's a little kind of hallway and then another jail cell on the other side. In your jail cell and in the jail cell on the other side is a set of bones, each a skeleton. One skeleton on the floor in front of in the jail cell that you can see ahead of you, and propped up on the opposite side to the bucket is the bones of the other one. Now, let me see if I can see. Okay, so probably everyone can't see the change in map apart from Rin. Here, other players, and I apologize for that. You're just gonna have to imagine it or turn on the stream. It's really not gonna be a big deal at the moment. If I really need to, I'll drag your characters in, but it will fuck with the lighting, and I can't be bothered. It's just gonna look mental, and I refuse to do it. So, Rin, you come to.
Yes.
Everything is gone apart from your bracer. You have a basic robe on. You're in this jail cell.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Is the bones, they're like still attached? I can't just like grab one and hide it under my robe, can I? Like maybe a femur?
Give me a. I mean, these bones.
You want a femur?
I do. I want a femur. It's the strongest bone in the body. I want a femur, and I'm gonna beat a bitch with it.
They look damp, but they look old enough that there's no skin, nothing. No, there's no fabric on them either. They died naked, or they've had everything removed from them. So
Great.
yeah, you can take a femur, and as you do so, the bones kind of crackle and fall apart underneath. And they kind of roll across the floor. There's a voice immediately that says, "Oh, woken up, have you? Well, well, well." And a gentleman steps out in front of you, in front of the jail cell, and peers in.
Is it Walter?
It is not Walter. It is not Walter. It's a completely different looking gentleman who he's kind of a big looking dude, realistically speaking. He's quite tall. He actually looks like he's relatively athletic underneath his very plain looking kind of hooded robe that goes over his shoulders, but he does have on a set of leathers underneath that, and he has like these big kind of greaved boots on that kind of clink on the ground. It's a slightly disjointed look. He's to have sort of relatively like plated greaved boots that would go with like a big set of armor, then some leathers underneath, and then like what looks like a very sort of like a wizardy kind of robe, all dark wash. He has a big set of keys on a ring on his hip and a dagger, and he steps in front of you and says, "Cool, thought you'd sleep for days."
Well, I'm awake now.
Yeah, you are.
Do I recognize him? Is he from Darun?
He is almost certainly from Darun, and I think you get the idea that Walter probably was as well, maybe slightly disconnected. But he seems like the type that would be. This guy is very obviously part of your monastery, whereas the other guy just like it looked like it was his job to not look like it almost. Maybe you kind of put some pieces together a little. This guy steps out and says, "Well then, I'm gonna need a name, and I'm gonna need a location from where you're from."
Right. I don't think I want to give that to you. So why don't you send down the Drow and Walter, and I will talk to them.
Why? Why do you want to speak to them? They said they don't know you neither.
They don't know me, but they seem to be potentially on a similar mission. And I don't know you from Adam.
Well, and assure
I don't trust you.
they ain't on a similar mission to you, unless you're about to enter in that fucking tournament and dance around. Oh.
What?
Are you going to enter into a tournament and dance around?
Yes. I'll roll for it.
Yeah, give me a deception.
Deception.
Did I put
Yes. Yes, I am. You saw how fucked up Walter was. I can hold my own.
He says, yeah, you did. You fucked him up pretty good, pretty boy. He weren't happy about that, let me tell you.
How unhappy was he?
Well, I ain't seen him that angry since the last tournament when Godfrey almost knocked his head off his shoulders, so yeah, he was pretty unhappy. I don't think that any of us was expecting you to put up quite a fight.
It's pretty good, right?
He leans in and looks you over and says,
Come now. We know you're one of us. Where are you from? What are you doing in the town?
I can't tell you that, but I can show you this. And I will show him my bracer. And then I will actually take my robes off and I'll show him my scars on my back.
Yeah.
And my tattoos.
He says,
yeah? You don't think we've seen all that?
I bet you yours aren't as high as mine, though.
He says,
so I can't tell you that.
Well, listen here, right? Just give me a name, yeah? That's all I need. I'll go away and see if I can verify who you is, yeah?
Darkheart.
Darkheart. Right, that sounds more like it. Rin Honestone, by the way, is a stupid name, alright? Come on. Sounds like you made that up on the spot. Did you make it up on the spot?
I sort of did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Right, and where you from? Who we calling?
I'm not telling you. I can't.
He sighs.
Listen. They ain't gonna be happy with you. Either way, are they? We all know the game, alright? We're all on the same side. Hey?
Black Point, you heard me.
Fucking Black Point? You're a bit far from home, aren't you?
That's right. Yes, I am.
Alright, well that explains why you're all closed up. Alright. Then put some fucking robes on, I'll be back. You need some food?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm starving, actually.
Alright. I'll sort you out a bit of food in a bit, alright?
Thank you.
Yeah. He steps away. And you're left here for a long time.
Holy crap.
Unless you're doing any crazy shit here. Are you gonna do anything insane?
Yes, I am going to do... Oh, I can't. Can I do my ritual? For my unseen servant? Let me see if there's components.
You probably can.
I think I can. I don't think there are components for this.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, I'm doing that then.
Okay, so let me just check it. So you should just be able to do it without any bullshit components because that's what it is. And okay, so you begin casting a ritual for 10 minutes. Sitting down, you're left for 10 minutes. There's no other sounds from down here whatsoever. And you probably sit down and begin to do your slow ritualistic casting of the spell. After 10 minutes, your unseen servant doesn't appear.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll just wait. Nope. I'll just
sit down and wait. All right.
Sit down and wait patiently.
You hit select or whatever it is and do the wait thing that they do in Skyrim and shit where time passes. And a decent amount of time passes and it probably starts to get real fucking mind-numbing down here. the constant drip of the water, the basically the dead silence. Other than that, there's no sound of any outside or carts or anything. That kind of weird underground deafening silence, apart from this constant drip, drip, drip. Before eventually the sound of some doors opening above you, or maybe keys jangling in a lock, and ching, 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 glug, glug, and then and then the footsteps of somebody heading down some steps, and they're sort of taking their sweet time getting down to you before the same gentleman.
I'm not in a rush.
The same gentleman appears in front of you and says, let me see, hold on 1 second. Why is he not moving around? Come on, token. Not that it matters that much. He appears in front of you and he says, Okay. Listen here, Darkheart. You've been in the city literally 5 fucking minutes and you've already been seen dealing with the Boulder Downs, the Karsharians, the fucking Blood Grip. And not to mention the fact that you're involved in this high-case murder the Inquisition are all over. You've got false hair, all these false names, and you're hiding them even from us. I don't quite understand why you're skipping about town with a fucking warrior jester and a limping warforged. You're about 1 million miles from Black Point, and I'm going to need answers, and I'll need them now, and they better be the damned best answers that you've got stored in that walnut brain of yours. I don't know how you do shit out in the middle of fuck nowhere at Black Point, but word travels fast here in the city, and word's gotten back to me that you're a fucking liability. Now, if it wasn't for that thing on your arm, Athena would have had your head, I'm sure.
Well, about Greenhill, he compromised us, so I removed him from the equation. As of now, there are no traces, nor suspicion. And
he compromised you?
Yes.
In what way?
He compromised us both.
How could this... In what way? And why didn't you report it the moment you stepped into the city?
Because it didn't happen until we were into the city.
No, this city, darling.
Oh, right. Well, that I can explain too. And I show him my bracer.
Yes?
So something happened on my way out.
Right.
And we were taken to this realm, I guess. I wrote it all down. And I'd like you to deliver it for me.
Give me a persuasion check. Also, did you write it down?
I did write it down, actually.
In your belongings somewhere?
Yes. It's my scroll parchment. I wrote down exactly what happened for a letter for them. I explained everything in detail about what Hasmel said and what he asked of us.
Okay. He says, yes, well, we've read that. And we're very interested in hearing about this. We couldn't get that off you. He takes off the keys and undoes the cell and pushes it open and says, come on then, follow me.
Right.
He heads, he just walks away. But he's talking.
Right.
He says,
I follow him.
You must understand how very strange it is of you to appear in the city like this and not come straight to us and speak to us, and we couldn't figure out who you were and what you were doing here. And then when we spoke to those at Black Point, they said that you were on some other mission in Green Hill, and that's obviously
I was on a mission in Green Hill, and that mission got compromised, so I had to improvise, and then I was stuck with a party the entire time, and there was nothing that I could do. Now, I can report on the party if you'd like, that I'm traveling with.
Well, yes, you'd bloody well better. He walks up a set of like curled stairs and then opens the door that you heard before.
What the fuck is going on?
It steps in. You step into a room that has a small table. There are 2 robed figures who are just standing dead still. One relatively small looking, maybe a halfling, in a very long, the robe pulls all the way over their faces and you can't see it. And another robed figure, much taller, And as you step through the door, he just walks through, and you see all of your belongings on a table directly in front of you, but he takes a sharp right and heads into another room. And both of these rooms, there are 2 rooms on either side, and they're just filled with books. There's just books and books and books and books that line all of the rooms, and there are tables and candles that sit around. The room looks pretty nice. It's pretty standard and relatively plain, just kind of, you get the feeling that you're still underground. There's no other way out. It seems a little odd that this doesn't lead out. It looks like another room. And he beckons to the table and says, "Oh, I'll give you back your stuff, but first I need to verify all these things." He sits down and just puts his feet up on the table. He throws the keys, like, kind of on the table as well.
Okay. Can I just sit on the edge of the table? I sit on the edge of the table a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move
Relax,
you
because that stone was very uncomfortable.
in here because we can. And for the sake of the other players, I will put your characters in the room just so you can see if you want, for your own interests. In fact, no, you can turn the stream on. Fuck you guys. You're not here. Suck it up. You guys are chilling at the inn, having a great time. Sideswipe to them doing karaoke. And come back. They're not really.
A whole new
Swipe back. And he says, "Well, if you'd come to us first, you'd understand that we could have offered you a little bit of information, some protection. We don't even go under the name Praeterito. We call ourselves the Night Stalkers here, okay?"
Right. I've not ever uttered that word. And why are you uttering it now?
Because we're perfectly safe within these walls. We're very deep underground.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about, I did the best that I could. They've not left my side for a second. I wrote down everything the second that it happened, so at least you know that.
He sits up and kind of looks you dead in the eyes and says, "You're in a lot of danger. You understand that, right?"
Yes.
You've messed with some strange forces, and Athena was very interested. I almost thought she was going to come down here herself.
Is that the drow?
Do you say that in character?
Yep.
The drow, the fucking drow. No, I barely even know her name. No, she's just some cleric.
Who's Athena then?
Athena's in charge here.
Oh.
She...
Should I be glad she didn't come down here herself?
Yes. I don't think I've ever seen her interrogate someone without them going quite mad at the end of it.
Okay. Well,
she
then
is
I'm
very
grateful.
old. She wants every single piece of information on this fucking thing on your wrist that's covered in archaic, and every single piece of fucking information on this creature that you met.
I
what the
figured.
fuck? This...
I was on my way to the thing when you kidnapped me. I'm trying to figure it out.
Right, well, Walter went quite rogue.
How is he?
Well, he's fine now. His lips rather large. He's a little more pissed that he's not going to look right for the tournament tomorrow.
Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about my party, and then you should probably let me go back so that they don't suspect anything.
Right, well, you've been missing for quite some time, but I can't let you go until we have all the answers that we need.
Okay. Do you want ask me anything?
First of all, why are you here?
We ran from the purple flames that hit.
Yes.
Yes.
I got that from the book. What are you looking for in the town?
Well, I'm trying to find any clues on what this is, or how to proceed.
Did you write the rune's name in the book?
Yes, I did. I wrote everything down.
In that case, he'll say, "This fucking rune that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's ours anyway."
Sorry?
Yes.
You have the rune? We have the rune?
Well, no. Yes and no. At least we have access to it. We know exactly what it is.
Well, that's perfect. Why didn't you get me sooner?
Well, we didn't know who you were.
Oh, but
If it
you
wasn't for
read my
your-
letter.
You purchased the fucking coal
did the-
wart on our money, and that was it. That was the only reason we knew you were here. If it wasn't for the fucking drow to spot you, we probably wouldn't have even picked up on your trail.
Who scried on my letter then? Was
sorry?
no one paying attention to me?
We don't have any. You can scry?
I'm. This is a clusterfuck.
Yes, this is quite the clusterfuck, and we're all a little confused. It seems like you're playing catch-up to Bertrand. Did you meet Bertrand when you were in Drit?
No, Drit blew up. That's
Right.
that's what I'm telling you. I didn't even get to Drit, and then did you read the letter or didn't you?
Well, yes, of course. I'm
read
just
it.
having to verify what it says.
I met no one in Drit.
Right.
It exploded before I got there.
He looks around and says, "Rightio. Okay. I suppose we'd better let you get back to it. I assume you're going to be following this Hasmel's words, trying to figure out what it is that he is going to do to try and stop whatever is happening here.
I would like to, yes.
I think you might be able to unlock some powerful magics. Ancient magics. Magics that would
I think
help
so
us
too.
achieve our goal."
I would also like to mention there's a tiefling in my traveling party who's very promising. He's very familiar with magic, and he has a strong desire for justice. I'm quite confident he would easily be convinced to do the right thing.
Yes, do you think you could get him to wear some more muted colors if he's going to join us?
I could try.
Oh, we thought he was a jester until we found out that he is apparently Drift, the fucking curse breaker, and he's entering a fucking tourney.
Right, about that. Why are we in the tourney?
We're in everything. We're involved in everything we can get involved in.
Right. Okay.
You think
I
they
guess
fucking
that'll
started
serve
this
as an answer for
town
me.
here on top of a rune of fucking power for nothing, and you think we don't know about it? Come.
Right. You're
They're
right.
from Black Point.
Right. Can I make a suggestion
Yes.
before I go? There's a Lieutenant William Boulder down here in town.
Right.
His family is incredibly influential, and
Indeed.
while he's a bit of a tit, I don't think he would take long. There's a festival happening, a lot of drinking and celebration. It would be very easy for someone to get lost for a few days.
Yes. Well, the Boulder Downs are rather influential. They're not quite as influential as the king, and that is precisely who we've been working on since his father went missing.
Fair enough.
We've got people in every corner of this town watching every single thing that happens. And then you came in and started kicking up a shit fuss.
I'm sorry.
You must understand, Darkheart. This is a delicate balancing act. There are already things in motion that you need not understand. We are the power, and soon everything that we have been planning for will come to fruition. If you
So-
can help us, that would be good. If not, don't get in our way. Return to your own mission.
Right. So, can I have my things now?
They're on the table. You'll have to forgive our prying. You must understand, we didn't quite know who you were at first. We've taken all of your things. Some of them may have been a little broken.
Oh. Like what?
Oh, And he pulls out a dagger and stabs it in the table and says, "That would be you. One last thing from Athena. We're going to need a little proof of your commitment. A finger, an eye. That'll do. Your choice."
I put my hand on the table. If you could do a pinky would be great.
He's just staring. He's staring
Make
at
it
you.
quick.
He's staring at you. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Come.
Oh, you okay? All right. Oh, Jesus, really? Okay, at this point I take the femur out of my fucking monk robe and I just drop it on the table, and then I will pick up the dagger and I will cut my pinky off on my left hand.
For the record, you're at full health, by the way.
Thank you.
You don't have anything else back. You would get back whatever you have on a short rest, maybe. But you're at full health. You appear to have been cured. Your wounds, there is a small, thin scar to the areas where you had the cuts, but you are at full health. Roll me a d4 plus 4.
What the
7 damage. Roll me a Constitution saving throw as you sit and begin to carve your own little finger off. You manage to stay conscious through this process. You cut at your finger. The guy in front of you...
Can I say that I didn't scream? Because that's all I care about. I don't want to show weakness in front of this tit.
I'll give it to you on a 13, but you don't not make a sound.
Of course.
And it takes a little while as you sit and cut through this little finger. And on the... how much of it do you take it off? At what point?
I mean, right here.
The end, a little nubbin.
Yeah, just the end.
You just pull off the end of your finger, and
oh my god!
And yeah, you cut it off and you hold it, and this thing is now it's excruciating pain. It brings you to like there's points where you feel like you're gonna black out, and then the thing goes off and just bang. Blood is pouring out of it as you grip it. The enforcer in front of you holds out his hand and says, "The name's Kidia Night Sky," and he holds out his hand, and he has 2 little nubbins as well on this finger, and he holds it forward towards you to shake your hand.
Forgive me if I don't shake your hand right now.
Of course, yes. I almost forgot the pain. Help yourself to your things and make sure you check in with us before you leave the city. I'm sure Athena would like to take a look at that on your wrist. She's a little tied up at the moment. There are things at work. And you say you didn't see Bertrand at all?
No. I don't think I did I?
No.
Okay, no.
He says,
No,
right.
not at all.
Well, away with it. Oh, would you like some books?
I would love some books.
Yes, of course. And he claps.
Please. And
the little small cultist comes running in, and he's got a little satchel, and he puts it down on the table. It looks big enough to hold maybe 5 to 8 books, and he puts it on the table, and it's tied at the top. He kind of bows halfling, and then he moves back out of the room. He says, "In here is just about all the reading you should need, and we're going to need that returned to us and make sure nobody else sees them, if you wouldn't mind."
Okay.
It's everything we have on the Nightstone.
Perfect. Do you have any tea? The
Tea.
stuff I bought at the market was subpar.
Right. Yes, of course. I'm sure we can find some for you. Perhaps you should come back tomorrow.
Perfect.
He says, "Oh, and hurry up. I think the tourney's already started."
Right. I grab my things, if I can. No, I stand there holding my pinky, and I ask him to could you please? And I gesture towards my things to put it back in my fucking bag.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Yes, here. He puts all the things. Like, your bag is pretty much good to go. Your wig is on there as well.
Perfect.
And all of your clothes and things. He says, "Your clothes were all torn up. We didn't get you any others. We aren't really allowed clothes."
Great. Thank you.
He says, right, well, good luck then.
You too, I guess.
Yes, we'll be watching. Now that we know where you are, shouldn't be too hard to find you.
Right. I leave.
Yeah. You head out of the door, and it leads you back to that staircase that leads down to the jail cells. At the other end of the hall, there's 6 jail cells that run along either side. Nothing else down there, but there is a door at the other end.
Is there anything on the door?
No, it's a super plain wooden door with a little. There's not even a key lock on it. It's just a round thing.
I want to approach this door.
Very plain looking, bland look. Yeah, you open it, and it opens to
Daddy Asmo, do it. Do it.
a
I'm
sewer
kidding.
system.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Fucking great.
As soon as you open it, there is a stench.
I barf.
And yeah, you're holding this.
I'm
this
fucking
hand.
in so much pain. I could barely keep it together. I'm just gonna, as soon as I close that door, I'm just gonna pitch. I'm just gonna fucking kneel over and.
Yeah, and it's a very
Fucking barf
rudimentary kind of looking sewer system. It's not nicely carved, though. There is a lot of stone and brickwork, and it looks like a plain tunnel. It looks like you're at the kind of end of one end of it. It looks like the water doesn't come up too high here, and at the end there is a circular kind of bowl that you would end up following. And I assume as you bath, you grip your hand and begin to walk through the sewer system here. Other 3 players. Sorry for the mind bomb.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
And okay, so the other 3 players. I assume. Is there anything you desperately wanted to do?
No.
All right.
Quick question.
I would have probably done my lunch
Show.
performance or whatever.
Yeah. Give me 2 d20s. Roll me 2 d20.
Just flat 2d20s.
Flat 2 d20.
Okay.
25
15
gold
and 10.
pieces. This is for both your afternoon and evening performances for the day.
Okay.
Tiger, you had a quick question?
Yeah, are we still on the same night, the same day, or are we going to the next day?
That's what I'm asking you. If there's anything you desperately want to do.
The only thing that I would have done is because we were what, like super early we weren't even in the afternoon yet. Really?
Yeah, it was morning 11.
I would have either be going in the morning or before that morning. I'd be going back to get my leg fixed for sure. That'd be something that would be on
that same day.
It'd either be the same day or it'd be the next morning, one or the other.
I think they told you they can't do it until for like a week or something. I can't remember what they said. I wrote it down actually.
Well, they said they could like fix me up with new stuff in like a year or something like that. But they said they could do the leg pretty much whenever I get a opportunity. So I mean, if we want, we can just do it in the morning. So it's not that.
I'm just trying to. I wrote down what they said. Hang on. I think
I wrote it down. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
I'm pretty sure they said that they would do it the next day. Hang on. Maybe I didn't write them. I think I wrote. Oh yeah, I wrote a year. Yeah, I don't think they said they could do it today though.
Yeah, it would just be the next morning then. So it'd be the following morning. So.
Okay, so.
Well, I guess what to do, but not till the next morning. So.
Yeah, we can fast forward through this day as you guys probably spend the majority of the time in the Ironwell Inn. You're going to need a day of rest anyway, because it's all kicking off.
It burns us.
The next day comes early in the morning. 19 lumbers off in the same direction, actually, probably as you guys. It is tournament day today. The tournament is today, and you can tell because you wake up and for the first time, even early in the morning, the Ironwell Inn is fucking empty. You also notice that the streets outside are very scarcely populated. The people all seem to be moving in the same direction. They are moving towards the festival grounds, which are in the northeastern part of town, and you have to go to the big old bridge that you had previously seen before. Is anyone doing anything crazy this morning? You've woken up. It's the next day.
Doing push-ups.
I would have just been, like I would have been using the polish, the loot polish that I got, and just cleaning the loot, and I think just making sure it's in tip-top shape.
Yeah. And then you're heading? You just going straight there or anything?
Yeah, I think so.
Anything on the way? All right.
I mean, I think we would all, as a group, sort of question where Rin is, but not be worried because she's a grown adult and like
Rin has
maybe
not
she
come
found
back.
The last thing she told me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That she was going to like.
Yes, I told you I was going to go get
have
some,
sex.
So, yeah.
So I'm not worried at all. The last thing she said was she's going to have sex, and I was like,
if Drift told me that, I would have just been.
I would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would have talked about. I think we would have talked about it at dinner that night before your show. We're not worried at all.
Sex.
I mean, this was probably like the whole day yesterday. You guys just chatting shit. You probably explained to him vaguely what sex
talked
was,
about
and I
it.
feel like
Yeah,
he was
through diagrams.
Mommy and a daddy.
Yeah, he's looking down at his smooth
Now, in
nubbin.
your case, 19.
But I have nothing.
That
I
you
have
have
nothing
some
there.
sort of attachment, or
Attachment.
I don't know.
you can get it forged on. You can get it forged on. I'm
There
sure.
could be some sort of rope
I can
and
get one of
pulley
those cocks you
system.
were speaking about forged onto me.
I'm sure they could do that.
What if I
Something
don't want a
that's
cock?
sort
What
of-
if I want the other one?
Well, they might be able to work something out there as well.
Put a hole. Just drill a hole.
It'd work.
Well, there's a little bit. Never mind.
Well, I am on my way up there. If you care to join me, I could ask why I'm there, I suppose.
You do that. I'm gonna go get some more people to root for me.
Okay. Good
So-
day.
You guys all head as a group, at least, somewhat across the city, I think, and everyone is moving in the same direction. It's very obvious where you guys need to head to. Moving along the main roads, you come to the area 19 where the armorer is, the dwarven armory that you wanted to go to. You heading in?
Yeah, just be heading in.
Heads into the armory, waves to Iridir and Drift, and they continue on to the Rose Guard Bridge. You two, this is probably where it starts to get a little more choked. Like, you start to move very slowly now towards this bridge, and then once you get to the bridge, it's slow going. Everyone in town is heading across this bridge towards the festival field, and you can see across the bridge there's just a huge area filled with people. It's like when you head to like one of those festivals in real life, that like a what do you call that one in LA? The one, Coachella is happening on the other side, because it's the only one I know what it looks like kind of in my head. On the other side of this river, there is also a very large structure that wasn't there yesterday. A very sort of central oval-looking Colosseum type structure that seems to have grown out of the ground overnight. And you start to slowly move across this bridge, and you saw this bridge the other day. It has all those strange runes on it. And as you head through the northern gate, which is on this side, which is very similar to the gate that you came through on the other side of town, guards on either side, a lot more of a militant presence today. You slowly move under the archways of this gate and then onto this bridge. It ramps up a little, and then it's just a pretty flat standard-looking bridge. Upon closer inspection, though, you do notice all these massive arcane runes that appear to be etched and carved into every part of this bridge, underfoot, on the sides, on the supports that hold it up. Although it wasn't intentional, it makes this really basic flat grey bridge look like an architectural masterpiece, because it looks very artistic with all of these runes that presumably allow the boats to go back and forth without destroying something. I'd say it probably takes you about half an hour, 45 minutes to actually get across this bridge. It's real slow moving. You're kind of crushed in with people. People are pushing and shoving. People are happy and speaking, and it's just like a very slow queue as you move across the bridge. As you reach the other side, you look up, and there's a huge military tower, much bigger than some of the other ones that you've seen in town, that looks down, usually probably on incoming and outbound carts and things like that. But today it's just a crowd of people. There's at least 10 guards inside it, about 40 foot up, with large crossbows kind of resting on the edge. And you're swept along towards the festival field. Immediately as you approach and you have a little more space, there's a relatively obvious kind of rivulet of people that moves through a lot of different types of tents. At first it looks like tents that people have set up to sleep in, and then it moves towards an area that looks a little more structured. But it's kind of like got its own central causeway that you can move through, and you're kind of dragged that way anyway. It's kind of difficult to veer off. And there's this huge array of tents spread out, and you get closer to this Colosseum-like structure in the center.
That was never there before, right?
You didn't see. You would definitely have seen this the last time you were here. It's just appeared out of nowhere. And this thing is huge. It's at least like 150 feet tall, probably that far in length as well. It's like a football field that's just appeared. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you move closer to it. But at the moment, you're kind of surrounded by these tents. But these are tents that people seem to be staying in. And you notice a lot of different scrolls and parchments and banners and things like that that are kind of sitting on either sides of these tents. You see the scroll and knife of Lenadel, the crescent moon of the northern moonlands. This sort of.
Do I have a scroll?
You do not. Yeah, these are banners and things that are just held up, and like they've been pre-prepared for sure. There's the weird sort of symbol of a curved blade that represents the sort of dusty, hot Velgaro southern lands. You see the Wolf of Alexandria is present, which is the people that this country went to war with. Maybe you hear like a gruff voice nearby, kind of,
got a set of balls on them showing up in our capital, ain't they?
Kind of that level of people kind of snorting a little at the Alexandrian flag. And as you move away from these camping tents, you come before a set of much larger tents that seem to be designed to sell food and trinkets and other things. There's like a tent that has like a young woman with a very deep tan, a large red robe over her head, and she's sitting at a table with 21 cards laid out and a crystal ball, and she kind of beckons towards you as you approach. On the other side, there's a tent that has an array of colorful potions, and there's a very large dragonborn man, very well dressed, arranging them carefully, and he kind of peers over them at you as you pass. There's another stall that's selling like sweet looking breads and cakes. There's another one.
Can I go to one?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm going to pause you as you kind of approach all of these tents. There's probably like as you pass Eero, there's a small tent that sells exotic animals, and there's like an 8-eyed snake that hisses at you and bites at the edge of the cage. Again, it's all centered, and these tents spread out all around this Colosseum. There's a lot of stuff here. It's very similar to the marketplace you were in, but kind of hastily built up, and there's all sorts of different. There's more food than anything else, and it looks like foods that might come from all around the world. Some of these banners that you recognize that weren't Rose Guardian are here on these tents that are selling these strange exotic foods and pets and weapons and potions and things. And it's all centered again ahead of you. Looming over you is this very large oval fighting arena, and again it looks similar to our Colosseum, like 150 feet tall. The closer you get to it, the more imposing it is. Crowds just bustling towards the many open portcullis entrances that are around the bottom, and from inside as well. You probably hear the crowd beginning to sort of roar gleefully in anticipation of the contest to come. So I'm happy to pause you two here as you approach kind of these tents. There's all these different things going on.
What? Interesting things. I have to say, I don't think I would have ever expected something like this. This is impressive.
I'm fighting today.
Yes, you are.
I'm fighting here.
Are you prepared?
No. What is that? Are those? Look at the animal. Look, it's.
What is that? Is that a snake?
Is that a 3-headed dog? I'm gonna go to the animal shop.
Yep.
I'm gonna run in. What is that?
There's a very, very thin looking, very tanned looking gentleman in like a very basic kind of looking thin cloak. He looks like he'd be a little cold because you're approaching autumn. It's relatively clear day. It's kind of warm, but he's wearing very like desert-based garb, and he immediately turns on you and says, "That is Cerberus. They say he guards the gates of hell, but he can guard you for the low price of 2,000 gold pieces."
2,000?
Yes, he will drink and live off of the blood of your enemies.
Okay, I got a deal for you though. I'm fighting in these games today.
Yes, you cannot take him in with you. The rules will not allow it.
Of course not, but what if, fighter's discount?
Fighter's discount. I tell you what, you win, I sell it to you for 2,000 gold.
Sounds awesome. Thank you, sir. Did you hear that, Arrow?
And he is not a dog. Each of these 3 heads is a different type of wolf.
What?
A
Like
wolf,
what types?
A wolf from the north. Cold.
I would like to investigate the dog. Like, I'm just sort of looking at it. I'm looking to see if this thing's fake.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. He says, this one's head is from the north. Cold and icy eyes, look out.
That's a crit, 22.
Oh my god.
He says, this one's head is from the far south, a desert wasteland known as Dust Vale. And this one's head, this is the largest head of all, from the giant lands. He says, and best of all, he is just a puppy. The dog, the wolf, 3-headed wolf thing, is in a massive cage. It looks like there's a severed arm in the cage with it, just in a little dog bowl. But it's sitting kind of calmly, like it's just kind of chill. Eero, for sure, this is real. Frighteningly real.
So I get close, and then like I'm doing the thing where I investigate, and it's that sort of cartoon thing where I just teleport around like the cage.
Yeah.
And there's little question marks above my head, and I like walk back really quickly, eyes wide to Drift. It's real.
I know. I want it.
You don't know.
What?
It's real.
That's what I
sure it was some sort of prank or some sort of illusion or something.
Why would he prank us in the middle of this awesome place?
Because that's what merchants do. They try and sell you things that are worth practically nothing for them and make a giant profit. At least that's the way that this place has seemed so far.
Should I buy it? It's only 2,000 gold.
No!
But it's real.
I know it's real. I don't want to be near that thing. It has an arm inside the cage.
Cool. You just see me with my dumb smile, just so happy.
He, the man is there, and he beckons to you, Iridir, and says, "You look like a man who needs an owl who can see into the future." He brings a cage forward, and there's a very small owl. It's way too small. It's the size of a pixie. Sitting in there, and it's staring at you. Its eyes are super wide and entirely white.
I can't because I love owls so much, like IRL. I love them so much. So I'm gonna roll and see if Eero likes them. Oh yeah, that's a 16. Yeah. So I say, I can see the future.
Yes. If you are able to speak to animals, you can ask it one question a day, and it will tell you truthfully what will happen.
I can speak to them, but they've never spoken back to me, unfortunately.
This one is quite wise, even for an owl.
It's how much is it?
Destiny.
He says, "This I will sell to you, my friend, for 5,000 gold pieces."
That's it?
I call him Owl. Puts it up on the thing. Hangs it down again.
Will I win in the games? I look up at the owl and yell it at him.
The owl just kind of just looks down at you.
He said yes! He said yes!
Please don't tell me the owl just dabbed, because it looked like you just dabbed.
No, I was just doing that.
Okay, okay.
The owl does
I'm
not
gonna
dab.
win,
It
hero.
can see into the
I'm gonna
future. It
win.
knows it's a dead meme.
I was about to take out the crossbow. All right. 5,000, you say?
Well, yes, of course. It is a fucking owl that can see into the future, my friend. This is very hard to come by. It took me weeks and weeks to hunt him down and capture him. And train him to not fly away.
I must not lie. It is extremely fascinating, but unfortunately, that seems a bit out of our price range at the moment. Perhaps when
he
my
looks
friend
like-
here wins the tournament.
He looks at you both as well. Remember, you guys are in super fine clothes. You guys look amazing. He's like looking you up and down like, yes, of course. Yes, perhaps when you win the tournament. Which fighter are you?
My name is Dree.
3. You're not. I do not think that you. And he grabs his little piece of parchment, and you see all the
This
names
is
written on it.
Drift the Cursebreaker.
Stop.
Cursebreaker. Yes.
Everyone at the tournament already knows your name.
Oh, yeah. My name's Drift. Drift the Cursebreaker.
It's a very nice name. I used to have a cat which could remove curse.
Well, I would not want that cat.
You do not
Where
need
exactly do you find all of these animals?
it. I travel. It is what I do. I travel and look. I search. The deepest caverns. The farthest reaches of forest. Endless deserts.
What's your name?
My name is Kevin.
Kevin. What a majestic name.
Wow.
I've never heard it like before.
Wow.
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes.
Wow. What does it
Kevin,
mean?
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
Perhaps after our victory in the tournament, we will stop by. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Very exotic.
Yeah. Name
Name.
and birds and owl.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I hope to see you again one day, my friends. Good luck in your tournament.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
He nods at you each, and you head out. Going anywhere else? Looking for anything in particular?
What did they say when I was thinking of the rules? They said you were allowed to bring certain things in. Was it potions?
Yeah, you can bring potions in.
And use them in the games?
Yeah, remember that you have yeah, you can use potions in games.
You're not allowed to use spells that target people and hurt people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as potions, is there like a potion merchant?
It would be the same. Yeah, there's a potion merchant. There's a there's a
don't
big
have.
old dragonborn who's sitting arranging a lot of
Before
different
we
potions.
do this, I say, you know, Drift, I have a little bit of an idea. Hang on a moment. And I'm going to try and look for some place where I can change my clothes.
Okay. Give me a perception check. And I'm just gonna set the DC fucking high.
9.
There is some areas where there are less people likely to see you behind some of these tents, but it's gonna be like trying to find somewhere to change in the middle of a festival that doesn't have toilets.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just going to find the most secluded place. I mean, I generally don't care, but I'm guessing that other people might. So I'm just going to try and find... I assume that some people will see me, but I don't care enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna change into one of the costumes that I have that I have not used yet.
Yeah. I don't even know what these are, I don't think.
Yeah, it's part of my bullshit that I get for being an entertainer.
Okay.
I have a costume that sort of looks like I would say kind of like a beggar. I would say just kind of like a poor kind of outfit, just kind of like a beggar.
Okay.
Can I see him do this?
Give me a stealth roll, just for the sake of
Okay.
everyone else having to see you do this.
That's a crit
Oh
24.
my god.
No, you don't see him do it. He does like the thing where, like Superman, he like walks behind a merchant stall and walks out the other side, and he looks like a beggar.
Yeah,
Where
I
did Hero go?
I come around
Hero?
and I've got like schmutz all over my face, and
Hero?
I'm just kind of like hobbling a little bit as I walk up behind Drift and kind of, excuse me, sir, do you have any change?
No, yeah, of course. And I pull out like a gold piece and I give it to him, and I'm like, root for Drift. Drift the curse breaker.
Curse the Drift Breaker.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What a silly name.
I mean, it was just a name that was given to me. I mean, my name's originally Drift when it started, and then Cursebreaker was added on when I defeated a creature.
Are you some sort of jester person?
No, sir. This is fine fashion, if you will.
Oh, fine fashion. I see. Are you in some sort of fashion competition today?
No. This is I'm actually fighting. I'm in the fighting competition, and that's what I would hope you would root for me in.
Oh, you're fighting today.
Yes.
Oh, are you in with the magic people?
No, the actual the fighters, the warriors, and I'm a warlock.
A warlock?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Are you very good?
I would think so. My friends say I am, and
I'll be sure
confident.
to bet this on you then.
Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
Surely you have more that I could maybe bet on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe to get some food as well.
Yes, of course. I pull out 4 more gold. 1, 2, 3.
I don't mean to be a shit, but I think you gave it all to that lady, didn't you?
No, this is from my stash.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
this is from my stash. I gave her extra back then. I never
count the
had.
boulder down gold.
Yeah, we didn't count the boulder.
Okay.
Here you go, sir. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Eero.
So
You know, Griff, you should be much more careful with your money.
what? Irritator? Eero? How'd you do that?
It's a simple. Well, it's not really simple. I suppose you have to be rather talented at it, but it is a bit of a costume change.
I thought you were. How'd you?
Hold on to your money. Let me speak to that potion merchant over there and see if we can get ourselves a price. It seems as if our regular clothing that we are wearing, our fineries, are making us seem that we are a bit richer than we are.
I could have sworn you just went that way. How'd you get behind? What?
I'm good at what I do, Drift.
Do you approach the potion seller?
Yeah.
And what do you say?
I leave him there like stupefied, and
I'm fucked, dude.
Yeah. So the potion seller is he's a big burly dragonborn blue, but he has like really nice clothes on, like a little tie, a little shirt, a little waistcoat. He's got tiny little spectacles on the end of his snout, and he's arranging his potions. It looks like he's arranging them in color, and then you've come back and he started arranging them in maybe like alphabetical order or something. He just keeps rearranging them as you approach. He looks up.
Hello there.
Hello there.
It's good to see you today.
What do you want, beggar?
Well, I've come across a little bit of money, and I was hoping to see if you had anything for sale. Perhaps something lower priced for the people in the audience today.
Nothing you can afford, beggar.
I've had a little bit of luck, my friend. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Perhaps, do you have anything that could help with my bursitis? Little bit of pain in my back.
He puts two bottles up on the counter, and he brings out a satchel and a small pouch and puts them up as well. He says,
"These'll help, but you're sitting on your own doorstep, aren't you? Pickpocket. You want to be careful."
He points at a couple of guards who are nearby.
Oh, I see what you think, but no, my humble self is far too old for those deeds these days. I've just been a bit lucky. There are a few people in the crowd today that were very generous. Wanting to help out a soul like me.
He, like one long kind of pointed nail, taps on the bowl. Ding, ding, ding. He says,
"Potion of healing," or
he points at the little pouch and says,
"That's herbs that you can eat. Good for constitution, make you strong."
He points at another kind of tube, like it's a stoppered tube with a it's not clear, it's like a jar. He says,
"And this one's an oil, good for aches. It's like a heat."
Ah, very nice, very nice. And what do each of these cost?
50, 15.
And the herbs are 15.
15.
And I'm talking gold, you swindler.
Now I've still got the 4 gold pieces from Drift.
Yeah.
And I say, would you happen to be able to give an old man like me a little bit of a discount? I really am in quite a lot of pain. I swear to you, though, I have brought a little bit of money with me. I'm prepared to pay.
He eyes you up and down and says,
I think I'm older than you, old man.
Give me a persuasion check.
Come on, buddy.
Gotta roll pretty high.
22.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. He says,
old man aches. I know how you feel.
He says,
what the hell? I'll knock off 5.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Could you please give me the healing potion then? Here you are.
He holds out a giant blue hand. You handing him 45 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. I don't know if you're doing some illusionary bullshit. You are an illusion bard. And he picks it up and like hands it to you, but he doesn't let it go. He says,
if I find out this is stolen, it's gold.
Oh, I assure you, friend, it is not stolen.
Okay.
I am, as you can see, I am far too frail to do those kinds of acts. But in my day, I was a bit of a scamp.
He is already arranging the gold pieces very carefully in stacks underneath his desk. You can hear the kink, tink, ting as he arranges each of the gold pieces, and he puts the bottle back into a place. There's now an open space, and his eyes widen. He starts to move the bottles and kind of get caught between these two OCD Warrens.
Okay.
So what are you?
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Kogar.
Kogar. Thank you, Kogar. It was a pleasure. I'm sure I'll feel much better after this.
Yes, you will. You will. It's good stuff.
Are you going to watch the festival today by chance?
No. Better to be out here selling.
Smart business. Thank you very much.
He's really engrossed in his arrangements. You heading back with your potion?
Yep. As I walk back, I'm gonna try and walk behind a tree and put back on my finery.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let you do it. And you come back out. I think your face is slightly dirty.
Yeah.
But not that bad.
I'm just trying to. You see me like this, like trying to rub it off with my wrist or something.
That was awesome, dude.
So I say, well, that went a little. Well, it went rather well, I think. I'm still a bit hazy on how the whole gold thing works, but I managed to procure this. And I sort of waggle the potion at Drift.
Yes! Yes! We can use that just in case I get, take some damage or whatnot.
Yes, it was 45 gold pieces.
Ooh, is that good?
Well, I think so. He was selling it for 50, and I actually managed to get him down to 45.
Okay, that seems like a good deal. Do I
hand it over to him.
Oh. And I get money out of my pouch and give him 45 gold. I think. Let me make sure I have that. I'm pretty sure I do.
I'm relying on you guys just not lie to me.
I know.
Fucking
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm checking right now. Crap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eero, I'm 10 short. I have
fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, great. Here you go. And I give him 35 gold.
Okay.
I now have $0.
Are you going anywhere else? Are you looking for anything else?
If they have any sort of like good-looking street food there, I'll probably buy something for the both of us.
Yeah, knock off a gold and you can have like a cake each or something. What was them cakes you had in Fractured Worlds that you were fucking obsessed with?
Oh!
You kept going back for those fucking buns in that fucking place, and they were shaped like
was it? Elspeth loved that shit.
Oh, what the hell? Finger pie? Fuck it.
Finger pies.
There's a
finger pies.
Yeah,
I was muted. I couldn't get finger pie out of my mouth soon enough before I could push the button on mute.
Why would you ever take a finger pie out of your mouth?
You guys grab 2 finger pies. It's just a name. It's just a brand. It's like a brand name. Finger pies, fresh from somewhere else around the world. And you
that's what the sign says, fresh from somewhere else around the world.
Yeah, for sure, because they're probably made like locally everywhere. And you is that what you guys want to do here?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So I think there's like a roar from inside of the Colosseum, and people start to move towards in, and you can hear people around you saying stuff like, "Oh, you think it's starting? Oh shit, it's starting! We gotta get in there and get a good seat." And they all start to move in.
Oh, we should hurry up.
Are we late?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you head or you head towards one of the entrances, I assume. I don't think you guys know anything about this place, so I assume you just go for any old entrance. And you see a lot of people heading towards these like wide open portcullis entrances that seem to be raised, and there's just crowds of people moving slowly through. You can see people taking gold from the various men and women that seem to be stood at these at the entranceway. You guys probably queue up for a decent amount of time here as you stand in a very, very long line slowly again. You can hear people behind you say, "My money's on Godfrey again. No. Walter's going to take it this time. Let me tell you, he's had a lot of practice and he knows what's coming at him." And it's just that kind of speech all the way around. There's like kids that are just excited, people that sort of sitting like, "I finally have the gold. I'm really excited this time. Couldn't afford it before. It's the first time I've actually been able to afford to go in."
So if there's like a queue, I'm gonna say, "Do you have your badge?"
Yeah, of course.
I assume we can probably show that to someone and get ahead.
Excuse me?
No one is looking at you. It's like, you are so small.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're at the back of the queue.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion, and cast like a large excuse me.
Me. Yeah. There's like a bunch of people that shit their pants and look around. And there's a couple of guards that head over towards you, like, what's going on here?
We're part of the competition.
Yeah.
This is Drift the Cursebreaker, and I'm Eero.
That's Drift the Cursebreaker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, look. And I show him my badge.
Yeah, it's like a marble. And the guy.
Well, what if it's real? Yeah, it might be real. Come on in.
And they walk away like,
That's definitely not real. I think it might be real. Look at him. He looks rich. Yeah, it's true. He probably had the money to enter himself.
and they head up towards the front, and they pass. You see, like, you guys bypass this entire queue. There's loads of people that are like, "Ah, why do they get to go first? Just because they're rich? Fucking richies! Fucking always jump in a fucking queue, you bastards!" Like, just coming from in, like, everyone fucking hates you. Like, as is always the way, regardless.
Quite a commotion, Drift.
And there's one guy in the crowd who suddenly jumps up and goes, "Ah, there he is!" And it's a young man with a couple of other young men stood around him. It's Janshai. You remember that guy that you met right at the beginning as you came into town and you asked him to root for you and said to go to the thing? He's there. He's queuing up and he points at you and, "Yeah, go Drift!"
Thank you.
And,
I'll see you after the fights.
He says, "Oh, okay." And he turns and says, "See, I told you I met him." And his friends are like, "Oh, that's awesome. He's much shorter
I'm going to
than I
cast
thought."
Minor Illusion again, so that it's trailing behind Drift, so that everywhere that he walks, it looks like there's some badass, like, purple fire footsteps.
Let's go!
Sure, yeah, that's what's happening behind. You get to the entrance. Then this little gnome walks up to you, and he's wearing the same sort of military garb as the other guys that you've seen around town, with the kind of thick pauldrons and heavy greaves and the red kind of robe. But he walks over and says,
"Ah, hello there. You're participating in this tournament, is it?"
Yes, he is. This is Drift the Cursebreaker.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
He has like a big old helm on, and he like lifts the helm, and two very large green eyes peer out at you, and he holds up a hand and says,
Please, if I could see them both.
The what?
The marble.
Of course. You're not gonna take it, right?
Yes, I'm going to take it.
But it's mine. It's how I get in here.
Yes, this is how you get in.
But you're gonna give it back, right?
If you want it back, yes.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
He takes it and he holds both of them in his hand, and you see like a short burst of light from in his hands, and then he just hands them back, both of them, to you, Drift, and says,
"There you go. Yes, these are verified. Please let them through. Take them through to the staging area."
Thank you.
He brings his thing back down.
Make sure to root for Drift the Cursebreaker today, my friend.
Yes.
And turns away from you and holds out a hand towards the people that are in the crowd and says,
"1 gold piece for entrance. You don't want to test me, sir."
and then a massive Goliath says, "Yes, sir," and hands him a gold piece.
Well, so you may go.
And you guys are led in, but you're taken away suddenly under. And once you're under the kind of Colosseum entrance, you're under this big stone structure, and you can hear now the roar of the crowds and footsteps above where you are. You can hear a lot of people. There's an echo of the people that are inside this area, and there's this huge kind of roar from inside the Colosseum itself. I don't think you can see the Colosseum yet, but you're taken immediately into a door that takes you down a hallway towards the staging area, and that's the last we'll see of you for today. One
That
last.
pause. And that's
the last we'll see of you ever. And we head over back in time a little as Mr. 19. You head into the armor, and yeah, these dwarves are in here again, and you recognize most of them as the faces that worked on you previously. You see Telchul as well. He's sort of barking orders at people. It's very early in the morning again, remember. And as you walk in, you see him kind of just saying, "Hey, I know you can't go to the festival, but I'm paying you double, so you best get on with it." And a couple of the other dwarves kind of, "Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I'll buy myself a nice bit of dinner instead."
Pardon me?
Ah, big lad, you've come back. Crack of dawn.
I have.
Do you not sleep?
Not much. I don't need sleep.
Hey.
But I do need, and I throw my little baby leg forward, I do need to get this taken care of this morning before the tournament is on the way. Think we could do this quickly by chance? And if so, could we get started?
Right.
Also, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing much better, man. I had a bit of a bang the other night, you know. I fell down a few steps, hurt my ribs.
Did you? You fell down some steps and hurt your ribs, did you?
Hey, getting old I am, wee lad. I'm getting old. Can't always see the bottom step, you know. Just a little slip, not too bad.
Because of conversation that happened between Eero and Drift, can I roll an insight check on that comment?
You may.
Submit, that's a name.
Oh my god.
You feel like he, for sure, fell down.
dude?
He fell over a bottom step and hurt his ribs.
How did you fall over? I guess you.
No, I understand.
To the ground.
My old knees are going in my age, you know, that's all it is. My hands are still strong, don't they bother. Sit down on here then.
Could I ask you a question?
Aye, sure, whatever.
We should get started, but you said your hands are strong. Yes.
Aye, yeah, my hands are still strong.
How old are you again now?
213.
I feel so young as of lately. Well, anyways, if we could get on with it, I'd be grateful, but I do have to ask you a question, if I mind, if you have a moment.
Well, it's a busy day, but...
Yeah, did you hear the bad news? Did you?
What's that?
Well, apparently, there was, you remember the band that I sent the message for? You remember? I can't remember what was his name. Forge Smasher? Well, I got word of it today as I woke up, as I started my day, that apparently he had passed away, or something along those lines.
Aye, terrible business, that.
I was just curious if you'd heard about it. I mean, one forge to another, it's got to be a... you kind of see him stop for a minute. I'm assuming you have some kind of empathy for another forgeman passing away. That's too bad.
Yeah, let me just roll an insight for him because he needs to work out what you're trying to say. He kind of looks back and says,
right, listen, if yous wanted in on that job, then yous supposed to come back. I kinda made that clear.
Come in on what? Come on, would you repeat that again, would you?
If you're saying that, well, I think you're saying, and you was wanted in on that job, but you missed your chance. I told you to come back, and you didn't come back. You couldn't wait, you know. Couldn't let you get to return.
Aye. Well, on that note, how long do you think this will take, by the way? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, to be honest with you, but how long do you think it would take to get this leg up and running again at full speed?
Right, okay, let's see. So it's just a little shaving off, but you's doing like fire, so it's going to hurt. And you's wanted to something to do with your great sword, no? Put a gemstone in it, no? Are we not doing that? Are we doing that?
You can do it, but I cannot afford to pay you right now, so I think maybe we might need to wait on that one.
Alright, I see, okay. And you've got that money for them potions too, like...
The money for the potions? No, I did not. Sadly enough, to tell you the truth, it was a very quick and very frustrating night. But if you would, I can give you the rest of what I've got now, and I kind of have a plan, which is weird for me. Once we're done here, I'd planned on going to the tournament, and I found out last night after I left here that I'm very good at entertaining children. So I plan maybe to try to make a few gold by entertaining small ones, which is, I know, weird because I'm 8 foot tall But apparently I've grown to have a liking to the small ones. They like me. I'm not quite sure why. And I pull out, I go, I did this, and I pull out I do like the magic thing again, and I just made my hand glow, and it made them so happy. I figured there must be a way to make money off of that. Am I wrong?
Aye, if you want to be making pittance, you can make a lot more money. You come work for me, though, lad.
I want to speak with you more about that once the day is young. My friend Drift, did you remember him? There's a short tiefling that was with us.
Oh, aye, yeah, the little wizard-looking thing with the sword, the shadow.
Yes. He is fighting in the tournament today, and once we are done here, that's what I plan to do, is to watch him.
Aye.
You know, you keep speaking of work. I think I'd like to speak with them about working with you. Maybe we can help you out a little bit. I'll speak with them once I go back and after the tournament. I know that at the current time, the tiefling had their... I'm sure that... Were you ever a warrior?
Well, I've had a few scraps here and there, but I wasn't in the war properly. Was with blacksmith's armourers foraging for the war, so we did our part. Aye, but I didn't see much action in the war, no.
I would like to do whatever role you would want me to do to size him up.
Insight again, I think, probably would be best.
Okay. And I'm looking for, like, how tough he really looks, all that kind of stuff. Like, maybe because of his age, all that kind of stuff. 20? Natural?
20. It's not a natural 20, it's a 15 plus 5. Just for anyone listening. Some people are listening, so they think, he actually looks pretty fucking tough. You'd say he looks like he looks more like he has fought in the war than some of the people that have fought in the war. His muscles look very strong. It could be from forging, but the way he moves, he has a certain way that he moves that seems a little deadly. It kind of reminds you of some animals, things like snakes and things that have a certain way of. He looks like he's always ready to strike and defend himself. The way his feet are planted, the way his arms are placed, he kind of always looks like he's somewhat in a stance and prepared. He does as well, and a lot of people in town, but he and all of the people in here all have some sort of weapon on them, and he has 2 daggers that you can see on either side of his hips. And he looks, to you, he looks like he can handle himself. I mean, you don't know how well or anything, and everyone in here looks muscular because they're forgers and armorers and stuff. Yeah. But there's something about him that gives you the impression that he for sure knows how to handle himself.
After he makes that last comment, I walk over to where I had to lay down to get all the stuff done on me, and I throw my leg up, just my one leg, and I go, well, you still have that bar from yesterday when I was biting down on.
He says, right, let's get to it then, boys. Shave it down and do it right this time, okay?
I won't pass out this time, and if I do, you have the right to judge me for the rest of my life. And I throw my whole body on it. And I go, I'm not passing out this time.
He says, I like the cut of your jib, blood.
He gives you the rebar to bite down on.
Takes it.
And they crowd in around you, bringing in various tools. And once again, that kind of like iron on iron sound, the welding noises, the bright sparks as we cut to outside. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I want to note that I want to see what this roll is, then I'll make my comment I was going to make. Constitution saving throw, you said?
Yes, sir. They are melting your leg away.
God.
You for sure pass out again.
I was about to say, can I have a canon moment real quick? Canon moment. He throws his leg up. They go, all right, and as soon as they hit it the first time, it's almost like when remember like the old '80s movies, like a nerd would pass up, like he's kind of like
yeah.
And it's not even because of the pain. It's because of, like, you know, when you go to get like a shot and you maybe you hate it. Yeah. Like one of those things where it's like it doesn't even matter how tough you are. He's like
the anxiety.
It's just like PST triggers.
And they begin to shave down your lumpy leg, you pass out. You probably hear it. Hey, he went out. We'll not let him live that one down. The dwarves begin to work on you once again. we get a little final scene here of Rin, aka Darkheart, heading through the sewers.
Wow.
But we're watching Rin through like a pool of water. We see Rin kind of gripping her hand as she's walking along, and we see an individual standing kind of above the this sort of this it's like a very low to the ground but very large, maybe like 5 foot across, perfect circle of water, and we can see this kind of watery image of Rin moving through the sewers, and there's a very, very old looking tiefling, like super old, like mega ancient, like withered skeletal figure standing next to the figure of Kidir, who was the one that was speaking with you earlier on, Rin. And the old tiefling turns to him and just says, "I do not trust this one. This is not good. For some reason, she has managed to stumble on things that she does not understand." And Kidir says, "Yes, well, I think she bought my kind of aloof approach to what she thought that she was working for this thing, whatever it is. Whatever it is a serious problem for us. It could be the end of what we want to achieve, and we do not know if she is working for him or us now. Either way, we keep a fucking close eye on her. Okay?" He says, "Yes, of course, Athena." And he exits the room, and she looks once again and kind of furrows her brow at the form of Rin moving through the sewer system. And that brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you very much for playing today, ladies and gentlemen.
That was such a good episode.
Holy
episode.
shit.
That was such a good episode.
Very fun. Everything, a lot of shit went down. God damn.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it might go something like that, but who knows? Who knows with you guys? Still,
That is insane.
very interesting. PB, got anything to say for yourself?
So remember on break when I was like, let's just remind everyone that we love each other no matter what our characters do, right?
Yeah.
I love you all.
Yeah.
I love chat. They're like, and they were being rude to 19. What about her?
Yeah.
Oh, like in my mouth.
It was such a good little fucking top trump card to play straight after the 19 scene comes in. And
That's
be like,
so
"Who the
crazy."
fuck is Rin? What the fuck is all that about? What the fuck is going on?" Ah, super fun. Man, we've been hiding that kind of for a while. There's been so many.
So shady. That's what I've
so
always
many-
wanted to do.
There's been so many roles and secret whispers that have been going back and forth between me and PB for this character so far. There was a point last week, Whack, where I rolled a passive insight for you when she was. What was the conversation you were having about something specifically?
I was crying about the guy who got murdered, my partner that I
the partner that
murdered.
that you murdered. Like,
Yeah.
I had a passive insight, which was the role that I had like a random d20 that looked like it was something to do with the person that walked in, but I rolled a passive insight. You were like, I think it was like 1 point away. I can't remember what I worked out what your passive was. I think it's like 15 or something.
Wow.
It was beaten by like she beat you by like 1 or something. And I was like, oh, he almost was onto you. Like, I don't know what that, because that could have been it. You could have just been like, I would have been like, she's lying, by the way. You sent, like, it would have been fucking, it was close. It was close.
Jesus.
There's been a few of those sorts of roles this time. It's been an interesting ride. I'm sorry also, because I kind of sprung it on you, PB.
That's okay.
But at this point,
ready.
I've been rolling, like, there's all these kind of, like, they're almost like the tracks that you get in some of the other systems that I've been kind of trying to work out. I'm like, they've fucked up with this, and this is going to be, and that person would definitely know, and then this, and then that. And I rolled for the drow to spot you 2 or 3 times when you first entered the city, and eventually she did, and that was it. It was a domino effect from that point onwards, as well as the Inquisition.
You said it was me buying tea? What was it? I couldn't.
Yeah, do you remember the tea?
follow
The
what you
tea
said.
was like really cheap. It was like 1 gold.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
it's not, but because that woman sells
Recognize
to
me.
the group, they have like a tab.
Oh.
So she has the thing, and she
Yep.
So
That's so cool.
You bought it on their
Yep.
coin, and the
So
drow.
Riz is fucking crazy assassin mob boss.
The drow goes
we got
around.
Me, I talked to like this devilish little creature thing.
So,
we got 19 who knows nothing but what he knows right now.
Oh
we got
God.
Hero, who's like this smart genius, like witty dude, but like has no idea.
Deceptive as fuck. There's something going on with Hero too. Everybody needs to know that. Don't think we don't know that.
The characters are all so great, and it's all slowly falling into place. But next time, tournament. Drift, are you ready?
Oh man, I am going to. I'm gonna slay.
I'm gonna be watching from the cruise. I'm gonna be like,
yeah, dude.
So,
I'm gonna be like,
yeah.
It worked out perfect too.
I swear to God, if I have internet there on Tuesday, I'm gonna try to do the show. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, let me know.
3 hours, so I'll let you know. I'm bringing my laptop, so.
I prepared for you to either just be passed out for enough time, or like I don't know, we'll work it out when you get back. But it was hard work to do. So Tiger is not here next week, but he might be here next week if he has internet on a cruise. So
you should just enjoy the cruise.
Just enjoy your cruise.
Just enjoy the cruise.
How about all you quit mom and dad and me? And
Sorry.
You're right.
If you want to play,
maybe I want to play D&D.
We'll just see. We'll see if he shows up.
Is there a
feet up in your little drink?
Is there a worse place?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
my ties.
Right now. The ocean in the background. Hawaiian shirt.
God.
Really open and kept my nipples will be covered for TOS purposes.
Oh my God.
So
where'd you get that Hawaiian shirt at? Well, when they were forging me.
So Tiger may or may not be here next week, but in the meantime, you can find him at, let's do shout-outs time with Tiger Boy.
Twitch.tv/TigerRider. That's where you can find me. I do it full-time Wednesday through Sundays. About 3 p.m. PST, if you like what you see.
That's 19 trying to speak right now while they're shaving his leg off. Twitch.tv/TigerRider. Please, everybody, go and follow this man and subscribe to him and give him donations and money. Another person that you should subscribe to and give donations and money to is John Sandman, because he has a child.
Another one on the way.
And another one on the way.
Really? Congratulations.
Yeah. Having a baby girl.
I hope you have twins.
Having a baby girl. There's no, we've seen it. There's no twins.
It's gonna be the halfway. It's like it's coming. It's like it's coming out of the foot of the other baby.
Oh my God.
John is having octuplets and he needs subscribers.
The sweat just starts pouring out of John's.
Oh my God, man. I'm ready. Thank you guys for watching. That was so fun. Yeah, definitely check out my Twitch. That would be awesome to have you guys just play variety games and chill out. But God, that every episode I've said it the past like 3. It's like, damn, that was one of the best. And we're still in town. We have not left the goddamn town in 5 weeks.
We're finally at the tournament, though. I'm very happy about that.
Tournament's probably like the conclusion of, but we still haven't gone to Farmer John's.
No.
I'm very curious about that. We still haven't done anything for Hasmal that we need to do.
You got lucky. You stumbled upon some stuff today that that has helped you a great deal with that.
Well, we don't know it, but yeah.
It was always going to be like whether if you chose to do it your way or whether this all caught up to Rin in time was kind of like how this main quest was going to collapse upon you.
I love it.
There's 2 ways, but they kind of end in the same way, so it's whatever. But you're on the main quest and you're doing a tournament, so I'm happy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're great.
But you also have the Inquisition after you, and whatever the fuck is going on with Rin. I'm not even gonna. Okay.
And all the gang wars. Dude,
and you got like a mob. You're deep in with the mob here. 19. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. PB, where can people find you?
Hi guys. You can find me at twitch.tv/pumpkinberry and at Twitter of the same name. You can also find me here on this Friday is the finale. Oh.
Not like this.
My heart.
Not like this.
Is that going to be a good one to watch?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. And to the person who DM'd me like a month ago saying, I used to hate you because of the way you played Rin, you can go back to hating me now. Thank you. I've been sitting on that for a while.
If you want to leave hate messages, please leave them with Wax Steven.
JohnSalmon@gmail.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Wax Steven, normally the GM or DM of Doom for a lot of different shows. As PB has stated, we have the finale of Identity Crisis coming up this Friday. Make sure you are there. There's a whole mess of crap that's on the way to push you down the roller coaster of emotion, and it's going to be a wild ride, especially if you caught the end of the last episode of Identity Crisis last week. There's a lot to talk about and not a lot of time to do it in. It's going to be crazy, so I hope to see you there. We are also going to give you guys some more Crash City info coming up very soon, so make sure you check all the Tablestory Discord and Twitter, and we're going to be pasting it all over the place because we did announce a new show called Crash City, and we got more info coming your way. We had a little snippet that we released, a little voiceover snippet that we put up on the Twitter if you guys missed that, and there's a lot more on the way, so make sure you stay tuned for more of that stuff. Otherwise, you can see me on Sparkly Turnip on Sundays.
Sparkly Turnip.
And that's a wonderful show as well.
Oh my god, that fucking emote.
I know the emote is perfect. It's so good.
That is some glory right there.
And on Monday for Sector 49, where you can see Brad misfire rocket launcher.
No. I'm about to fire it again, and it's going to be amazing this time.
Let's see if you can get 5 ones this time.
We're still in that same fight from that thing. Yes, indeed. The quality on this channel is off the fucking chain this week, boys and girls. Thank you very much, players, for playing. Amazing episode. And I literally couldn't do it without you because I'm not very good at this. But you guys are. Make sure you follow all of these wonderful people. And check out all the links. They're either just below us on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, we have all the links to the stuff in the description as well. So make sure you follow on the Twitters and keep an eye on that. We have that new show, Crash City, starting very soon. Next week?
December 8th.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah, you can catch that. That's on Saturdays. So if you want to get in on episode 1 of something, that's the time to do it. Prepare to delete your Saturday evenings and sit indoors with us and crash some cities. Until then, we'll see you next. We crashed this city with Wax Steven. And we'll see you next week for the fucking tournament. We'll see how well you do. I hope I've balanced it. I probably haven't. It's not going to be easy either way. Good luck, Drift. And
thank you.
We'll see everybody next. And good luck, Rin, because you're injured, bleeding out in the fucking sewers.
I'm so fucked.
There's going to be an interesting episode.
Sepsis is coming. Sepsis.
It's going to be a very, very interesting episode next week.
Crocodile fight.
Crocodile fight.
Wow.
Peace out. See you
Later,
next
homies.
time. Thanks very much. Bye.
Whack out.
Whack out.
Whack out.